What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Intel Inspires X AVGL Future Gaming Stars. We are here in the top 8 of Overwatch 2. I'm Catnator, that's Rebel Cast, and we're here to take you through it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First matchup for tonight is going to be Rockford High School Rams versus the Epic Comets. So it's going to be an interesting match. Best of 5 in this tournament. First map being Control as per usual. Do we have a specific map that we know of that is first on the map pool?
Yeah, so we're in the round of 8. That'll be Nepal going forward for both of these games. They watch tonight. We'll see one high school game. That's the first game, of course. The second game will be a collegiate game. Let's talk a little bit about the format of the tournament so far. Get you up to speed. If you haven't been watching the past weeks, how did we get here? It's a single elimination bracket all the way through. 64 teams able to qualify in this high school bracket. Specifically, that's going to be 28 teams instead, through 4 different regional qualifiers, as well as a couple wildcards, so a couple additional options for teams to sneak their way in. The top 2 teams are headed to the Intel Inspires Gaming Summit in Esports Stadium Arlington. Full coverage, everything paid for, and there's a little bit of prizing to go on top of that for the teams that qualify through. If we could check that out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The prizing for this is going to be great. It's a $10,000 prize pool. First place is $5,000. Second place with $2,500, and so far third and fourth place are going to have the equal amount with $1,250 each. But that means whoever wins this match already has a guaranteed of around $1.5 grand worth of prize money. So there's stuff to play for, especially in this match. Yeah, you might want to win this match so you can get to semifinals and then get to finals, get down to the LAN. But if you win this, you at least get some sort of prize pool. So this is where we really are going to start seeing some very intense matchups. You have the best 8 teams in each bracket, arguably playing against each other now. So there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, without a doubt, you can certainly bag out in third and fourth place, but I'd say I'd rather pack my bags and head to Arlington. Let's talk a little bit about the actual play itself. Let's talk about the game format. You mentioned best of 5s. Let's dig a little bit deeper into that. A best of 5 means first to 3. Those of you that maybe aren't so keen on the math skills, it'll be pretty standard in terms of map rotation. We'll go Control first. Mentioned that's going to be Nepal here in round of 8. We've got a hybrid, escort, push, Control, and then we'll close out on additional Control if the tiebreaker comes through. A lot harder to do in Overwatch 2 as compared to Overwatch 1, but if it does happen, we do have solutions. So the loser is going to be able to select the map going forward after that first map of Control. Gives them that chance to maybe bounce things back if they get off to that rocky start.
Absolutely. And I mean, yeah, thank God we do not have to deal with map 7s anymore with no more Dranamuras or 2CP with like that in Overwatch 2. But yeah, that's exactly how the map pools are going to go out. Control, hybrid, escort, push. If I have any map predictions right now, it's going to go Nepal, Kings Row, Dorado, and that is going to be the first 3. It's always the first 3 in every single high school or collegiate match that I cast. And I mean, it makes sense. It's very solid.
Dorado sneaking out for the third match is a little bit interesting. I guess in high school, I'm more keen to the collegiate where I see a lot of Circuit Royale. So
that too, because I mean,
interesting.
A little bit more. You got the Widow players up there as well, and I would love to honestly see a Circuit Royale, mostly because I'm a Formula 1 fan, so a little bias, when it comes to that. But yeah. Anyways, here is your map pool. So first map is going to be Control. Once you make it on to round 2, you have to choose between Blizzard World, Eichenwald, Kings Row, Midtown, and Paraiso. Our escort map pool is going to be Circuit Royale, Dorado, Junkertown, Rialto, Route 66, and Monastery. And then push are just the normal 3 push maps that have come out at launch: Caliseo, Esperanza, and New Queen Street. I have been told that the teams are ready, so I believe that means we can go in.
Yeah, as we touch out of that map pool, you'll notice that Antarctica is not here. We're getting out of the winter season, we're getting into spring, so relax. You can put the coats away, just the windbreakers and the jackets instead. And when it comes to this event, when it comes to money being put up, you got to give the love to Intel. I mean, their name's on the event, and for good reason. This whole event's made possible by them. You can experience gaming like never before with Intel's newest generation of processors. Push your gameplay beyond performance, delivering the ultimate gaming experience. Shout out to Intel for making this possible. And so you mentioned almost here into game number 1, and we got a little bit of juicy details, Rebel, when it comes to one of these schools. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so actually I did indeed go to Rockford High School, and that is where I actually played on their Overwatch team my senior year a couple years ago, and now and then I help out with their production stuff. So I got some knowledge when it comes to this squad showing up, and they're very well rounded. Their coach is very sound. They help out a lot, and They're a very solid team. That being said, though, Epic Comets
Mhm.
is not a team to fret from away either.
No.
They have a lot of ballers on their roster as well, looking up stats and all of that stuff beforehand. And I mean, they've made it this far in the tournament. They're going to be somewhat equal. I mean, sometimes you see these teams come in with like full GM rosters, just boom, right away, totally wins it. But I'm expecting a close matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we got best of threes prior in the bracket to get here. So Rockford took a 2-0. That was by the way of bye round in round number 1. Their round 2 took down Speedway 2-0. So pretty successful run for them early in the bracket. But same for our 9th seed of Epic Charter Schools, the Commons. 2-0 round 1 for them against MacArthur. 2-1 round 2 against Richardson. So these guys looking pretty dominant as well. And a little bit of extra detail on this program as a whole when it comes to the Oklahoma State Esports Federation, the Halo State champions. So they know what it's like to play on land. They know what it's like to win championships. We can say the same for Rockford. Also jump into game number 1, a little backstory on this team. Besides Rebels attendance, the Rams found themselves for the last 3 seasons of EGF High School Overwatch, making the top 3. Their lowest place finish was 3rd in spring of 21, where now they've seen themselves catapulted in both fall and spring of 2022 in 2nd place, only falling to Richardson High School. So these guys know what it's like to play on land as well, know what it's like to come up big. If they find 2nd here in this bracket, they'll go to land once again in Arlington, but this game going to decide that fate.
Awesome. And we're actually going to Lijiang Tower, not Busan. So that's interesting. And you know what? I'm here for it. I absolutely love Lijiang Tower. But if we take a look at both these compositions, Rockford is going to be going out with their standard sort of brawl comp. Father Gub on the Rhine with Extral and Rex, Lucio Baptiste combo, Jolo with the Sojourn and Savage on the Symmetra. So both teams are opting for the Sim out, but I'm curious as to why some teams are going to be playing Kiriko here and some will be opting for the Baptiste. But anyways, take it away with the play-by-play.
Oh, absolutely. This first fight going to come through. Could be big to control point early. It'll be Ryan on Ryan action in this front stairway. It'll be the Epic Comets finding themselves the first 2 kills. A fire strike from Night Slash going to take the Sojourn. The Lucio just going to head back to the spawn room. Rockford swept away in the halls. Epic Comets going to be scoring first.
Yep, Rex fell early there, and that's just so crucial because a majority of your healing is going to come from Rex on that Baptiste. You got to stay alive through those fights. Losing that so early on, especially when you're having to deal with a Junkrat and a Reaper going close in your face, it's just not going to work out that well. And I mean, Firestorm and Night Slash just gets those kills.
Yeah, those are very early picks on the DPS line of Rockford. Struggling here to get out the spawn room. So much so they're pushed all the way back to the door. Epic going to pull themselves back a little bit. Not before they farm that extra ult charge, though. Gonna be looking at that Shatter, that Tire coming in this 3rd fight.
Ooh, yeah, that could be so crucial here, having that Junk Tire ready. I'm looking at Father Gub here for a key fire strike onto said Tire. As well, also Savage did switch over to the Hanzo as well. A hero he has been known for as well, but that's gonna be a nice Shattered.
That's a very nice Shatter. Perfect timing as well for the Tire to come through. Picks up 4 off the Shatter, 3 immediately decimated by the Rip Tire, and the Epic Comets will continue the winning ways early in these fights. Couple ults just about a brood here for Rockford, but there's ult in the corner for the Comets as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. But if we take a look at comp-wise now, Rockford are switching off of the Lucio here. They're going on to Mercy. They're going for the Savage Pharah. And this guy in an EGF match recently dropped 72 kills on Dorado. Woo. So you got to keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, Dorado having a bit more open space when it comes to this interior control point, but we'll see what they're able to make happen as the Epic Comets continue to win this fight. As 3 early picks, the Pharah looking to find opportunity here, has damage. Everyone alive right now. Zane gonna pop the Blossom, why not? The Mercy never saw it coming off the solo ult. Zane will find another onto Savage. Another team wide, a bit staggered though. The Father Gub will be back. Will retreat as well. Almost walked to that choke point, that pick early, but it's guaranteed the end of this game. 80% now accrued for the Comets. One more fight win. They're taking it home 1-0.
Rex goes out early. You can't let that happen. He has the window available. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to try and res that. You might have to save res for the next fight, especially having that window available for them as well. You need that to push in, especially since you're going to try
speed options.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they make it a point here. Oh, okay. They walk the Fire Mercy around. Yeah, very nice. They walk the Fire Mercy around. They do at least get to point here. They're going to be just a bit isolated. Father Gub going to step in. Both Ryans going to charge into one another. That puts Gub on the ground and now down to just 75 HP. And his healer is currently pocketing the Mercy. We'll have the bat behind, but it's just not enough healing to get the job done. The Fire Mercy doing what they can on site. That point's going to pick up 2. Gets them at least there. Gets the point flipped as well. A little bit of extra time. They fight away the overtime pressure, but still working into this fight as the tank will be on point. So low HP. No healers around for the Comets. They finally take down Night Slash. Should have this point solidified.
Oh, Jolo switches over to the Tracer as well, along with Father Gov on the ball. So now they're actually just going to go for the almost full-on dive comp on this. And I mean, Savage carrying them in this fight on the Pharah. That is just something that you need to see. But at the same time, Epic Comets have ults to work with. They have Shatter, they have Tire again. They can just go for the Shatter Tire combo and then seal the deal and bring him on to the next point.
Yeah, and that's a scary combo. We learned that early in that third fight. It was immediate. 3 kills off the Tire, 4 picked up off the Shatter, and a team kill came quickly afterwards. So we'll see if Rockford have answers. Going to have a Valk to work with. We'll see if they want to expend it. Rex an early pick onto the opposing healer. That's quite nice. Savage going to find an early look as well. The DPS line's shattering right now. Both healers gone. Nice slash out the fight on a pin. Isn't able to finish the job either. Awkward, but does get a reset, so they'll have to walk back in. That fight going to go the way of the Rams.
Yeah, no, Savage going on the fire as well. Getting a couple kills, and I think that early pick from Rex onto Micro was very crucial as well. I mean, like Kiriko out of the fight, meaning no Bell, no more healing as well. You have that Lucio heals as well. But now Savage has another barrage built up. It's 66%. Rockford are still trying to hold on to here, and there's a lot of ultimates that could be at play. It all depends on how Epic Comets wants to use this here and how Rockford decide to use this barrage. If they use the barrage early, get more time on, Father Gov could build mines, and then it goes to a last fight OT. But here is the ult combos.
All right, here we go. The rush to come in for the Comets. Looking for it all right now. Shadow's out as well. Ball trying to step back into things. Minefield almost acquired. Just got to stay alive for a little bit. And Ball very good when it comes to survivability. He's able to do just that. Ult's going to be expended. The mines will come through on the point. That Blossom's going to pick up 2 big looks. That's all the healers down for the Rockford Rams. Can they hold on to this fight without the extra healing, without that sustain? Savage immediately going to fall. Ball doing what they can when it comes to the objective.
Absolutely. Rex, Extral's going to switch back over to the Lucio here, 99% to 97. Rockford have to find just one crucial pick there. That's a good slam into the Kiriko. That's a start. Joel's going to be on the back line here on the Tracer, but Rex is going to fall. Father God finds one, so now they're both even. Both flex supports are down, but Rex had that window available to them, and Ghoul almost has the sound barrier alive.
Send this fight for quite a bit of time. Ball finally going to go down. Up to Lucio to stall. Steps off for a moment worth of time. That is all Epic Charter Schools needed. The Comets going to answer first here in round number 1.
Absolutely. And yeah, they look good. These teams are looking really good, but Epic Comets just had what they needed at the beginning to hold on. They got the Shatter early. They got the Junk Tire. They won the early fights. You just have to look for those one small opportunities to be able to like win here. I think Rockford could be very much favored on Garden though, which is where we're headed to next because of the Far Mercy and the ball. They like to play this comp a lot. If they can make it work, they'll probably make it take it to point 3. But if it doesn't work out, maybe this first or second fight, I think Epic Comets take away the map with 100% to 0 on the point.
Oh, 100% to 0 is a big call. We'll see who that case ends up being. I do agree with you entirely. This Far Mercy has a lot better odds when it comes to that open space on the interior side of the point, spamming those rockets through window, through the doors. We'll see who they end up pulling off. It's Ball early on the bridge, was looking to knock players off, couldn't quite do so. The Sig will keep cooking, will keep pushing them forward. They will put this counter now to the Far Mercy. Cassidy going to be up for the Comets.
I do like that a lot. Having the Cassidy in there is going to be so crucial, but at the same time, Rockford, you need to find an early pick here onto the back line, especially on that Zenyatta. Not very mobile, and if you're Savage or if you're Jolo, you're looking for the dive on that. I mean, hey, Rockford grabbed the cap first, and that is exactly what I expected Rockford to do there. Let Savage go in the back line, force him into this room, because if you force him in here, you're going to be able to poke around from all different angles, from the ball, from the Tracer, from the Pharah, and there's just not much you can do about that.
Yeah, perfectly stated. Fantastic positioning, force to the corner, nothing to be done for the Comets. They'll reset earlier there. The Sigils will hop, will fall with the ship. Captain always goes down with the ship. Love to see it. So they'll reset here quickly. 30% going to be accrued before the second fight is set to a brew. They're going to look to come from the hallway this time around.
I like that a lot. I mean, if you want to force them into the rush here, into the brawl with the Ryan, that is where you want to go to. And I mean, Night Slash is going to pin onto the point. I'll let you take it away from here.
Fight on its way. Ball stalling for a bit of time here. Pulse already acquired. Jolo was thinking about throwing it on the back. Doesn't even need to. Big Slam's going to come through. Forces out the Lantern. Does keep players alive for now. Can they get the healing back, though? Pulse picks up both healers. Massive from Jolo. Should guarantee this fight. Brad's going to swing through. Finds 2. And Gub will find the last. Another team kill for the Rockford Rams. Yet again winning that team fight. Try a new angle. Doesn't work out.
And dude, this DPS duo, these guys have been playing together since the program started in 2020. Jolo and Savage, both of them, Savage is only a junior in high school and Jolo is a senior. So they've had a lot of time to play, have chemistry together, and then Rex being there for a long time too. So this team has been able to build up together, and that's the synergy that you want to see from the DPS. Joel read that situation correctly with the pulse bomb and waiting for the lamp to go down. That being said, though, Zane has a Death Blossom.
Death Blossom indeed. Rush going to be the call to get them in. It'll be opposing rushes. Valk extended as well. Blossom not finding anything here. A Father Gub going to take down the opposing DPS. So Cassidy going to fall. That's the Kiriko away as well in that back line as they continue cooking. Rockford having a field day when it comes to the second point. The Garden are blossoming for this team. They've swept yet again. That's done. That's dusted. It's 1-1.
It's 1-1. And we're headed to Night Market. Now, if anybody knows anything about Night Market, Farah also works on Night Market very well. I mean, I'm thinking of the EQO clip where he just absolutely goes crazy on Pharah there, along with Carpe in Overwatch League 2018, where they're just able to have the Pharah shoot in from the windows shooting out from other sides on the map, and you can play a lot of poke here. But at the same time, you can also very much control the way of the fight with a brawl with a Rhine as well. If you want to play on the point, go for it that way. Or you could be Rockford and try to attack it from a multiple different angles. So there's two very different play styles happening here.
Quite the swap going to come through from the comments. They're going to bring us the Soldier. So they felt that the Cassidy couldn't quite do the job. Going to give in a little bit easier time here, an easier DPS to try to take down this Farm Mercy combination. Symmetra going to come out as well. They want that Symmetra TP straight to the point, and they found it.
Yes, they did here. And I mean, they're going to be fighting on the point already. And that tracking from Firestorm was kind of crazy, but I mean, Savage is gonna go in. Oh, they get the trade.
Trade.
I think Actual might try and go for the res hub. Yeah, they do. Anyways, though, the point is about to be unlocked, and now Father Gub goes in for the slam.
Slam on its way, hoping those Sim TP or Sim turrets, excuse me, could be enough to take down this ball. Kill momentum wasn't quite enough. Unfortunately, dealt with very quickly. The Com's going to touch back onto the point here. Night Slash doing work, going to take down a healer. Looking for a trade as Father Gub off the slam, but the Lucio is going to stay alive though in that back line. Back to the front, he'll go. Damage onto the Rhine, absolutely melted by the DPS line that pulls up and gets active in front of the point. Everyone expended here. A bit of staggering going on to the Soldier. A reset for the Comets.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something Rockford figured out. There's not that giant prevalent hit scan threat. I mean, they're on double hit scan now to try and counter out Savage. If Zane can find some sort of value here with the Cassidy now, then maybe Firestorm can help out with the rest of the team. But if they're putting so much resources into this combo, they're not going to realize that Father Gub and Jolo are going to be coming around to the backline.
So much damage onto the verticality from Savage there early. Makes the team stunt just for a moment. Staggered just a bit. Brod's gonna come through, takes down Firestorm, who's supposed to be the counter in this situation. Zane gonna fall as well. They go to both hit scans. They both immediately fall to the Rocket Wielder herself, showing up and showing out. I didn't believe you when you said 72 kills, but the way Savage has taken over this game, I can't help but think that's accurate.
Yeah, this kid, dude. He has a personality, let me tell you. I will admit, he was a little toxic when his freshman year, but he's definitely matured a lot over time, and we love to see it. At the same time, that is such a dangerous way to be pushing in from, because if you just allow that splash damage in, along with Jolo here with the pulse bomb, doesn't find any, but still.
This is awkward.
The Comets have a lot of ult stuff.
The Comets trying to pop the lid off. We'll see if the ults are what they need to get themselves out and active. Trying to pour out the waterfall now. They'll use the rush to do so. Sending themselves into this fight. Straight into a minefield, though. They'll have to step around, doing what they can. Deadeye's going to find the Mercy. Gives them an opportunity to step back in. It's an immediate trade from Jolo on the top line. Mine's going to find the Sigma, as well as finding the Lucio for the tank. And we'll get both subs. Why not? So everything expended yet again, and everything falters for the Comets. They're sent away. Can they find their way back to the point?
Comets are switching over to a complete dive comp here.
Good choice.
They just have to touch. Are they going to be able to touch? That's the question. The Echo's going to be able to get on at the last second. But I mean, Actual has their ult. Rex is just going to take that out right away.
The Rockford Rams just looking for the cleanup here. Barrage going to come through, find the Mercy early. Night Slash doing what they can on the Winton, but it's just not quite enough. Savage will find another Firestorm on the Tracer, trying to hold on the touch. Will send themselves away to get the extra HP, and will fall now. Is anyone else there to touch yet again? No, they are not. Rockford, after losing the first 2.5 fights early in round one, they come back round 2 and 3, make it look easy.
They found the comp that works for them, and we're in a place right now in the meta where there's not really that specific specific pool.
Yeah.
Usually the constant has been Kiriko. I think for both teams, I think Rex on Kiriko and Micro have a great battle going on as well. But at the same time, you just got to keep an eye out for Savage, dude. You have to figure out some sort of threat or figure out a way to deal with him, because that is what a lot of Rockford has been playing around.
Mhm.
Yes, the rest of them, like Father Gub and Jolo, have been able to get the dives on with the Tracer and the ball. But I mean, if you can take out the Far Mercy threat, then you should be able to follow in on it. And that's
Right.
honestly going to help play into their map picks, because if they look stronger on the brawl, why not go King's Row again? Or go King's Row, go something where Farah is not going to work as well.
Yeah, I think you almost have to go to a map here where the farmers is not going to be nearly as viable. I mean, start with the fact that they have to counter pick it. They do counter pick it. Round 2, they give us a Sim, they give us a Cassidy. The goal is Sim turrets, don't allow her to step on the point, don't allow her to bring movement into the point, force her to play away and allow for your Cassidy actual shots, actual sight lines on her. That opportunity works. Can't quite hit the shots. We get to the point where the Far is so confident that she steps into the face of the Cassidy to find the rocket shots instead. They say, okay, the Sim's obviously not going to work. Let's go Cassidy. Let's go Soldier. Let's go both hit scans here on our DPS line. Just start the focus in the sky, and then we'll focus a point later once we take her out. And then she's just sitting there on the top row, sending splash damage into the hallway. So what do you do here? Like, you counterpicked 2 different options. What are your 2 most viable options? Neither of them yield results.
You just have to play to the advantage of the map in this situation. You really have to figure out, how do we make it so this Pharah has the least amount of impact as possible? Because in that round, the hit scans just weren't really able to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's two very crucial people that you need taking care of the rest of the team, doing the amount of damage. And if you aren't able to do that, then you might end up losing. And that's not what you want if you're the Epic Comets. You want to go to that semifinals. You want to already have that guaranteed cash in you. But Rockford are just as hungry for it as well.
Yeah, these guys are the 1 seed, and they definitely are showing us why they are the 1 seed coming into this bracket. Hungry to fight their way into what is $1,250 in the tank. Well, if you are this Epic Comets team, you know you have the choice of the map now when it comes to the hybrid. Rebel, where are you going? What is your answer?
King's Row. King's Row. You want to play the Rhine? You played it well on first map on Control Center. I think that's exactly where you want to play around. Play that rush, play the brawl, get onto the point as quick as possible, get as much time on the board as possible to push on through. So that way you can build up the ults, build up your ulti-co, force Rockford onto heroes they might not be as comfortable on that map. That being said, their Rockford's brawl is also kind of really good once you get to see it in the action. It looked bad at the beginning, but I have seen this team do it before.
Now, see,
and maybe a little biased there, but I have genuinely seen it before. But at the same time, if they want to play it, that is going to be their best option to try and get the advantage here.
That's scary to hear. You go to a map, you shut down what has obviously been the heavy hand early into this game, just walk into additional trouble. But I would like to just see at the very forefront this team break down the early look, break down Savage. I mean, at least show us that first bit of counter, because I think as well that really hurts confidence when it comes to teams trying to play around what is just this hard counter, somebody that is really suppressing the team in every way, and then recognizing, as you mentioned, that DPS line is spending time focusing on just one player. What about the tank? What about the rest of the team? What about the healers in the backline? There's still a lot of work to be done after that first player. So it's not just countering that one player, it's then getting involved with the rest of the team. So
100%.
Look, this team has been to the state finals before. They won the state finals, not in Overwatch 2, but they have, as a program, done it before. So not sure who the coaching staff is, who's the director when it comes to this specific game, but they know what it's like. They've seen their teammates go through it. They can bounce back. Hopefully we see them do so, because they've got a decent amount of upsets already throughout this tournament. This will be a big one for them, especially the way you've hyped these guys up, Rebel. So
yeah, I mean, these guys are crazy. I would love, honestly though, I would love to see the Epic Comets maybe pull out a Ramatra. You know, have the snare, hold down the Pharah. Just the second you can play to that, they're grounded. You don't have to rely on vertical aiming, because vertical aiming arguably
it's
can be harder
hard.
sometimes. It's hard. It's difficult, but you can focus in on that. Maybe play the diva. It's not necessarily what's going to be the best comp, but sometimes you have to play the counter picks. It's all in whoever is dominating the fight. You have to play into them, play their game, and hopefully you can beat them at it.
Yeah.
If you try and play the mirror, sometimes it just doesn't work.
That's very true. I think that is the last resort option, trying to step in and play your own Pharah. I've seen it a lot. Look, all I'm going to say is if one player is dominating you on a hero, you're probably not going to play it as well as them. That's just statistical. You're probably not going to play it the same to them. I do like to see echo counters when it comes to Pharah. I think she is so successful. She can get close. And I think Savage has, lived up to his name, playing very close when it comes to some of these angles, especially towards the back half of round 3. So there's also the opportunity that you just get an echo on your team and you get up close and personal and get the job done. She can melt Pharah pretty quick. She hits the initial grenade.
Yep, very true. And I mean, we saw them pull out the echo just right at the end. I think it was mostly for the contest.
Yeah, definitely.
It does show that they're willing to play it. It was like 96%, so we really didn't get to see what happened.
Right.
I would honestly, I mean, if you're going, all depends on this map that they choose. Like, I mean, we still don't really know. I assume it's probably going to be Kings Row or like Blizzard World. But if they want to play the Echo, I think go for it. Get the duplicate, get the sticky nades right up close and personal, burn down the Pharah as much as possible. Esperanza, I believe that we are headed to Esperanza. So, push map. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
A little something different, you could say. A little something different. We'll jump into it now. We'll see. We had a lot of time to talk personally about what we thought this team would bring when it comes to counters. Now we get a chance to see what those counters are. I think it's a pretty solid map to bring a Pharah Mercy back.
I 100% agree. I think if you're Rockford, you're just going to roll with the exact same thing. Ball is good on this map. I've seen it played before. Mercy Kiriko, probably like either Tracer, Pharah. That's probably what I'm going to guess from Rockford. But from Epic, I'm very curious on what they want to pull out here. And I think they pulled something. Oh, okay. The Sigma, the May Ash. There it is. There's the Echo.
Thank you.
Okay, so they listened. Okay, so
we gotta make sure the stream's delayed. They must have heard. No,
no. Yeah, no. The Echo Ash with the Mercy and the Kiriko. So I'm relying on Micro to fill in those roles. I'd really help out with the DPS in this matchup. So it's gonna be interesting. Actually, I kind of like the Sigma, especially for countering out the Wrecking Ball, because you can't really just go hog anymore to counter ball. Might as well go for the Rock, the only real major tank counter. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Sigma. He's a bit of a rock star.
Yeah, better. Just a
like down.
No, you're a rock star. But yeah.
All right, we'll see. And then get the job done. Early slam for Father Grub, winning all the action when it comes to the back alley brawl. Put the Sigma in front of his shield as well. Really interested to see what this Echo can do. Got an early burn on to the Pharah, but it just wasn't enough to finish the job. That Mercy pocket, it's very scary. And Jolo, unfortunately, going to take the Echo down early.
Yeah, no, that Echo is your key to dealing with the Pharah. And I mean, Jolo as well is such a baller on the Tracer. Been playing Tracer for a little bit. I've seen him do some stuff. But that being said, Epic Comets are going to take out Savage. So that's the first one. Savage switches to the Genji.
Suave. Okay. And the Genji going to come out instead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I think your only problem is going to have to be dealing with the Sigma and everything that comes with it. But you want to go against Firestorm because that's the person who's going to screw you over on the Pharah.
Yep, absolutely so. So those early shots must have been hitting. Cannot lie. Absolutely. You can see a Savage early wanting that revenge on a Firestorm, walking into him. It'll be Night Slash taking down both the tank and Sup. So the Kiriko going to fall. Zane will pick up Genji in the back line. Those grenades going to finish the job and get themselves a little bit of room early to walk this robot forward. They'll win the first fight. They're set up quite nicely as well. 2 ults going to be in their pockets going into this one.
Exactly. And I mean, they also have the mines available to them, and I would probably see maybe Father Gun maybe try and go for a Ramatra or a Rhine pick after, in case he doesn't want to stand ball, because I mean, he's just getting absolutely shredded, I would say, between the Ash damage and the Sigma and the Echo. Like, a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think the Hammond pick sometimes can be a bit cheesy, and Father Grub is getting graded at this current moment. Does have Minefield, so hopefully gets him out into this fight so he can switch going forward. Bob's going to come out. Joe will be behind that push wall, so isn't going to step into it just yet. Father Grub melted down by it instead. We'll step away towards the back end of things. Good slam, bringing everybody up in the air on this top line. Can they capitalize? Not quite. Heals will be there. Mine is going to take down the Echo. Was looking for that Mercy. Barely managed to sneak away with that overheal and finds a second. That's the Sigma dead.
Yeah. Oh, and the Ashes
my gosh.
sent themselves into the mines, and that's a team kill for
They don't move.
No, they don't move.
Hey, sometimes You know, my dad used to say, don't look at the ground because it doesn't move. Unfortunately, you got to look just a little bit for the mines because
every on that.
They take 3 in that fight. Quite convenient for the Rams. We'll have 3 more ults to come into this one as well. Jolo has all the info in the world here in the side room. Post bomb will come through. Big Suzu to save the day.
Yeah, that bell is disgusting. And then that is also a couple of ults on both sides as well. Savage is also going to pull out the blade, and this Night Slash finds 2. What can Savage find on this Genji? They use the Kitsune Rush, so they're trying to go for the Kitsune Rush blade combo just so you can get a little bit more swipes in because of some of the nerfs to Genji in Overwatch 2. His blade just doesn't last as long. You can really only maybe find 2 or 3 kills max unless they're like all grouped together.
It doesn't help that simultaneous rush comes out from big charter schools and wins them that fight.
True. Very true.
Awkward hops from Night Slash. Mix it up now. Gonna block off that additional sight line coming from the window. So look to push forward early onto this bot. Low Kiriko in the back line. Expended Suzu pretty early, so there's room to work with here. Echo's got duplicate in hand. It's the only ult coming into this fight. Excuse me, is a beat. I just can't see. I have no eyes. So actually, pretty good opportunity for Rams to win this fight out with this Sup Bolt. They'll hold on to it for quite a bit of time, and why not? Fight pretty early. A little bit of poke coming into this one. No one quite yet to step into it other than the ball, but you know, he's doing ball things.
Yeah, Ball's doing ball things. And speaking of ball, Zane is going to also copy the ball here on the Echo, and we'll get the mines off as well. And they don't really find anything. Rex is going to fall, so that's your Kiriko out. That being said, Extral does have that sound barrier available to them if Rockford want to continue on this fight. Father Gub with the mines as well. They see the Suzu's there. Extral actually is going to find one, though, and Savage follows up with a Hanzo headshot.
Cooking up right now. Post bomb going to take down Firestorm, so he's got no chance to put a Blossom into this one. I think I'm cooking on to this Mercy. They actually got the res up just straight in front of the entire team. That is confidence coming out of Micro. Finally cost them their life, but not before they get the Blossom back online. It's put into this one, and no one really home to answer the call, fortunately enough for the Rams. So they avoid that. Jolo going to take down the tank and the opposing DPS. They've got room, and they've got the robot back under their control.
Oh, man, this map has just been so close. Now Rockford finally should be able to get some progress on it too. But that being said, they're all right there. Everybody from Epic is there. That being said, Rockford have the mines, so they can probably just sort of keep them in this room if you're Father Gub, but you already find the kill on the Kiriko.
That indeed. So additional room to work with. If I'm the comments here, I'm not even contesting this. They won't indeed. They are going to res the Kiriko here, but there is going to be that forward spawn activated for the Rams now. They're heading for the back line here, trying to get a little bit of surprise in. Good wall going to come through. Can't quite finish the support though. So everyone into the ultimates here. Comet's going to expend them all. The Dragons out early. Don't find the value. Flux not going to take anyone down either. Rush on its way to try to even this fight up for the Rams. As the push continues on. Firestorm going to fall. Tank gone now. Mercy gone. Both supports gone for the Rams, but they've won the fight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Savage is playing Mr. Heroes right now. He's gone from Pharah to Genji to Hanzo to Sojourn for a second and now back onto the Pharah. So now they think that this is going to work. You remember when I mentioned earlier about playing Hog to counter the ball? We're seeing Night Slash on the Hog. This could be...
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, the tracking from that beam. That's what you want. You want Savage to get in there. Yeah. Actual didn't have the room to go for the res as well. Rockford have the ult advantage in this fight too. They are gonna have the mines. They're also going to have the pulse bomb. So both bombs or mines of some sort of way. And I mean, Father Gub's just gonna fall really low here. The Echo's gonna try and do some sort of damage, but Father Gub actually finds one.
That is gonna find that Kiriko.
Ooh.
Res not going to be had. Savage will break that one down. Awarded 2 kills to their troubles and a third to go with it. Take down the opposing far slam. Going to lead for a third. Very nice for the Rams. Looking to send this one all the way towards that final hallway, that final alley. Rare we get to see push maps close out, but Rockford Rams want to make that happen.
Yeah, they're the #1 seed. They want to make a statement. They have had problems winning tournaments before. They've always been a very solid roster.
A second place team.
They've never been able to win. Like, they don't have a genuine chip for them. This could be their final chance to prove themselves on a big stage. That being said, though, Epic also want to do that too, as Night Slash takes out Savage. And now we're actually looking to control the fight here as Jolo dies.
Okay. Low Kiriko. No one to TP2. At this point, just go down. No point for the stagger. Will fall to the opposing Kiriko. Goo will take that one. So the Rams looking confident for that final push. Couldn't quite win out that fight. So we'll go back the other direction. Hit me with ult economy before we get into it.
absolutely there. And I mean, Father God are probably going to contest it before the forward spawn goes, but Savage just threw that ult out there like it was just nothing, and I mean gets beamed down again. So this Echo pick, like you mentioned earlier, is definitely doing its job. You're getting Savage out of these crucial fights. At the same time, Rockford have had other pieces to get them to extend the lead a little bit.
Slash returning to the Winston. Let's get back to this one quickly. They recognize a bit down they are, and they're going to be big ups into this fight. Kiriko going to fall. Zane looking to take down this Pharah yet again. The Winston going to help out there with the laser, so they get the job done. Jolo going to find the Kiriko in the meantime, though, as the attention focuses on the skies, but the res will come through. Big looks for the Mercy. A bit of extra room to be played with. Now through the middle of the map are the Comets, 2 ults to work with to the 4 of the Rams, and if I'm them, I'm putting them all into this fight. Screw it. Guarantee the robot back in your control should guarantee the game.
Yep, exactly. You want to regain that forward spawn. That is what you were looking at, because they just lost it there. They waited strategically, and something, if you didn't notice, they waited till Savage respawned to leave the point, so that way they knew they had the forward spawn there. But hey, the far Mercy battle here between Firestorm and Savage, this is looking pretty epic already. And I mean, Rockford are taking the point back for a second there. Firestorm's gonna chase after it, but Jolo's just kind of waiting there. The recall,
very smooth.
Yeah,
Jolo will stay alive. Back into danger though. That rocket can't quite find the mark up the hallway. Stuck in the room as Jolo gets to the side. Gets to that pack of health just in time. Micro will bring out the res. Firestorm will take down Jolo. Finally, the rat expended in the walls to find that Kiriko before the TP as well. That stagger will be big for this next fight. Can't quite do it. TP will be there. So the Rams have a 100%. Chance to get back into this one. 30 seconds remain standing.
Yeah, 30 seconds. You're Rockford. You're looking like, okay, we just have to win one fight.
You can test this
in overtime. You can play this slow. But if you're Epic, you get forward.
Good call. Very good call from Father Gub. Going to contest that forward spawn to make sure this team can't get anything easy as they're just away from that overtime. Firestorm barrage in hand has been big when it comes to this opposing battle. So much so Savage going to switch back away to the Ash. No longer wanting to play that far fight any longer. Rushes into this one. Valky's into this one. Barrage in as well for Firestorm. Going to pick up 2 before they are inevitably traded. But back up thanks to the Mercy res. Currently, Jolo going to try to walk away with the robot here. No one can step away for the Comets. Got to keep this one pushing. Overtime window activated. So close as forward spawn. Looking to take down Father Gub. Lots of damage. Going to do it now. Trying to finish that job. A couple meters left to go. Forward spawn activated here in overtime. Epic Comets need to hold on to it if they want to bring this map back.
Absolutely. So now it's pretty much just fight wins after fight wins. If you're the Comets, you got a battle ahead of it. You have a lot to push into. You have mines to go into. You have a pulse bomb, and Savage almost has that bomb available. Having that extra bit of damage and an extra bit of presence on this particular point is so huge. But Jolo falls.
Things awkward right now. Duplicate coming on to the ham, and Father Gub getting melted on up here. Like, hold strong when it comes to the point. Gonna bring him back around to the teammates now. Bob activated as well, looking for the additional damage. A 6-on-5 as it currently stands. Zane's forced out of the duplicate, but does take down Savage for their troubles. Big slam from Father Gub. Gonna find themselves one. A res for Savage as well, so he's back into this fight. Echo now sent away. The Lucio looking to hold on, looking to make something happen for Epic Charter Schools. Half HP. Both supports just looking to heal one another, waiting, praying, hoping that the rest of the team can somehow find their way back. Suzu expended, finally the Lucio to fall. The Kiriko, the only one left standing, and they're blown to the wayside.
Wow, that map was very close. Like, especially at those ends there, like, yeah, Rockford was just that little bit better, but Epic knew what they wanted to counter. Savage had to play mystery heroes through that entire game.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of, I think, let me total this up here. They went Pharah, Genji, Ashe, Sojourn, and Hanzo. That's 5 different heroes that Savage played in that map, just so they can try and get the counters out. And I mean, some of it worked, some of it didn't. But somebody that was always a constant factor in that was Father Gub on the Wrecking Ball. This guy just like picked up ball this year, started learning it, very good. And the way this comp works out as well with this dive that they want to do, they have the comp between Jolo and Father Gub, and they want to get in there.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, Epic Comets also played the counters very well. That Echo and the Pharmacy battle against Savage was so crucial because they were winning the fights that they needed to. They got forward spawn at one point. If they were just able to do it a little bit more, we could still be on that map seeing a very different battle.
Yeah, it's a very phenomenal point as well. The fact that Savage is on mystery heroes and not just playing 5 different heroes, but switching back and forth. I saw them on fire 2 different times. Tried to come back into the Fight and Fire. Once again, lost it. Once again, went back to the Ash. So mystery heroes. We see 5 different heroes. We almost see 7 though, with how many swaps consistently come out for this team. So we had questions when it came to break. Was this team going to be able to find themselves a Fire Mercy counter? They did. And for the rare occasion, we saw them play their own Pharah and have more success. Unfortunately, though, just couldn't quite make the difference. I think at the end of that fight, or at the end of that game, excuse me, things get a lot closer. But you got to still consider, when it comes to the score line, it's like a 60-meter difference. So definitely a show for Rockford put on all the way through, but they did bring it back just a little bit closer, and bringing us through this whole event when it comes to all the weekends of play and the LAN Championship included is our sponsors. Shout out to Asus and the Republic of Gamers for being a sponsor of Intel Inspires. They are the leading gaming brand, empowering gamers with the ultimate esports experience. You can join forces with the Republic of Gamers to unleash the full potential of your school esports team. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Intel Inspires Future Gaming Stars, presented by Intel and AVGL. We just finished the high school matchup, a clean 2-0 for Rockford High School. Rebels alma mater showing up and showing out here on the broadcast, but it's time for collegiate.
Absolutely. It's going to be ASU versus UTD. Arizona State University Maroon versus the University Technical Dallas. I'm trying to remember. Something like that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let's go. Yes. So, funny story. We might have messed up on the format for the high school match. That one was still a 1st to 2. This one is now a 1st to 3. So the first map will be Busan. That is the format. Control hybrid, escort, push, control in case there's a tie. But yeah, this one should also be very interesting because this is also best of 8 in a collegiate series where you're signed to a college to play on these teams. And yeah, these players are good.
Yeah, good indeed. These are two very successful collegiate Overwatch programs. When it comes to the Overwatch Collegiate Championship, that is pretty much the premier Overwatch league. Used to be TESPA, now is ran over by Major League Gaming. The comments when it comes to things, UTD were 7th on the collegiate power rankings coming into that competition, are now 27th. It is week 10, so they're about to finish off and jump into that playoff bracket. They're the 27th place right now, 7-3. And on the other side of things, Arizona State as well, playing the Overwatch Collegiate Championship. They are 11th. They're 8-2, so just one extra win to push them up. But one of those losses, one of the 2 losses they have, is to University of Technology Dallas. So this opponent they have lost to before. That was a best of 3 though. Does the extra 2 maps change things for them will be the question. They're also ranked lower on the collegiate power rankings. They're ranked 16th. In this tournament, they're seeded at 7th. So we're kind of doing like a weird swap here where UTD is the 18th seed, but they're the 7th seed on the collegiate power rankings. And then Arizona State University is the 7th seed going into this matchup, but they are 16th. So like they're both kind of flat, but when it comes to things, it all is to say they're pretty dang even.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. I believe we're good to go into the map. That's what our producer just told us.
Sounds like it. So we are into the round of 8. That'll lead us to Nepal to start things off. It's a map that we don't typically see show up in collegiate play. They don't usually pick it, but when it comes to things, we pick sponsors for this event. We'll pick an ad read for you right now. CDW, a sponsor of this event, thanking them for making this possible. They level up our event and they can level up your game or your esports program. If you want help from experts in esports, it's all at CDW. CDW, we get esports.
Exactly. Anyways, it's gonna be an interesting matchup. So, you know what? I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. I'm here for it. You know what? It's gonna be a fun game. As we have the game ready, we're gonna head right on into the action here on Nepal, not Busan. Same difference, right?
Yeah, same difference.
Same difference. I mean, maybe just a couple bit of differences, right?
I like that. You're here for it. The game's here for us. And these teams, how they got here. UTD 3-0, 3-0, 3-1 for their last 3 matches in the bracket, where it's a 3-1, 3-0, 3-0 for Arizona State. So pretty dominant wins all the way through. UTD 2 upsets in the last 2 games, beating the University of Florida. They were the 15th seed, and then beating the 2nd seed of Fisher College, a team that is pretty dang solid when it comes to Overwatch. So taking them down, moving forward, and Arizona State have been the higher seed in all their matchups. So no upsets for them, but have been playing like the higher seed in all those matchups. Very confident victories for both sides of things. Now we get the unmovable force, the immovable object. Which one takes the win? We'll have to wait and see as we kick off now.
Absolutely. Both teams are coming out on the mirror comp here with the rush, with the May rush. And actually, ASU will go over to the Cassidy right after, while P3 is going to stay on the Symmetra here. And so far, that's going to work out beautifully for Maroon, as Andrew will find 2.
Very nice stuff early. The May Reinhardt, we're playing very close to meta when it comes to collegiate, and can't blame them. These programs are good for a reason. It's a full team fight win for ASU Maroon. No troubles at all taking that one early. Both Lucios putting them into the fights immediately. Those first 2 picks from Manu, big in winning the day. They went out quite nicely. So they'll have point first. They'll be scoring. Should get about to 20-ish% before fight number 2.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, Aurora already has that Earth Shatter online too. I mean, you got to be looking at these Reinhardts here to try and engage on these fights as well. UTD coming back in around. Send on through here, so it's going to be battle with the Ryans. What can they find here in this rush? Rune already are going to have 20% on here, so now you have to go in. Now you have the ult available.
Shatter it.
Do you want to use it here?
Absolutely you do, and absolutely they did. Walled off is the Reinhardt and gone away. It'll be the Nade and J-Man to pick up 2 immediately afterwards. Angelic going to pick up 1 as well. It's a cleanup once again from Maroon at this current moment. Lucio holding on and not for much longer. Pistol the only one left, or Petal, excuse me, down. Caught by the wall, was trying to SD. They wouldn't even give him that opportunity. Now the dignity comes back. The Petal is able to jump away. It'll be a Deadeye outfit in this next fight. A Matrix for Doyle. Derpy going to have a opposing Shatter to try to be the difference early into this fight. It's half the way there already for ASU, and they'll have 4 ults coming into this third fight.
Exactly, and that stagger is also so huge as well, making you just burn out so much time. I mean, you only have theoretically 40 seconds left to try and take out this point here, and that's a that's a good May wall in front of the window. Make sure that Ryan can't get the fire strike through, and actually they go for the bait and switch on, so now the Ryan's gonna depend on the point.
Early beat's gonna come down here. Wall's gonna stagger that Deadeye, kill it for quite a bit of time. Finally gonna have an angle. It'll be just the magnetic grenade getting value. That Blizzard freezes 3, and ASU yet again are gonna come through on the cleanup. UTD use all the ults coming into that one, but it just doesn't matter. It's 3 ults expended for ASU, and they certainly do the job. J-Man will take down Lucio now. And we'll see if UTD can find themselves a dive comp to get back to this point in time, because ASU not looking like they're wanting to let them in the door.
Nope, absolutely not right here. And I mean, this could just be a 100-0, right? Right. I mean, Derpy has to switch over to the ball to try and contest as well. Abdallah, it will have the sound barrier available to them as well. So the Lucio could be the key here to staying alive throughout this fight, and except for that pin. Ooh, almost got that Cassidy.
An opposing Blizzard from UTD. This could give them that fight win. It'll be early picks, 3 of them, in fact 2 of them in fact, and who going to trade for the May at the very least. Abdallah going to pick up the May now. Things awkward, very off point is the tank, and the backline getting slaughtered because of it. UTD finally going to pick up a fight win, and just in due time they'll fight away the overtime window. They've got themselves on the board.
Absolutely. Now they finally get the percentage, right? They have 1 ult realistically to work with right now, and that's just the data that's already online for them, while ASU will have a Shatter and a Window. So Shatter, Window, fire strike through, everybody's dead, you go to the next map. That's what they're going to try and hopefully play for here, and the Window's already just going to come out right now. Try and bait out the May wall, so nice. What you can do from that, and who will find 1 too.
Oh, it is a blender. Both May walls forcing everybody into the action early. That's great for the Shatter to find opportunity. Doesn't quite put anyone on the ground though, but Anu certainly has. It's taken down 2 pick. Aurora now going to get involved. Stuck is the Kiriko. Can't get away from that wall, and Anu going to pummel him down with the likes of their bare hand. Overtime activated charge to come in. Wall to guarantee. No one able to touch, and ASU will take it 100-38 on point number 1.
Yes, sir. And I mean, hey, they just look that little bit more dominant here on this comp. This is where that brawl comp works out really well. And if that's where that's going to work, if we end up in Village next, like we do, I could see ASU just taking it here again. That being said, UTD did come up with some good stuff. They were able to get some cap on. Like we saw in the last match with Rockford. I know it's very different from high school to collegiate, but you can lose map 1, know how the other team plays, and then you can try and play around it here as well. Now that you know, similar comps, exact same comps from both sides. Nobody's coming out with the symmetric for the TP at the beginning, because you can just go high ground with the speed boost and pretty much get there in the same amount of time. But honestly, we're going to find out. If I'm a betting man, it's probably going to be ASU.
Okay.
That being said, UTD could come out with something.
What's the line?
What's the line?
Their line is you take a straight up win.
Yeah, exactly.
A straight up win? All right, no line at all. I like that. I like that energy. We'll see. Both Mays going to strike early. I'd argue Kesher a lot more valuable. Getting the Rhine early in this one, and ASU are running away, trying to play hide and seek, and Derpy certainly looking to find them. Andy will take 1, J-Man will take another. Derpy does get back a Lucio for their troubles, but the rest of the team not going to be behind the shield in this one. Going to go to the point, going to look to contest for just a bit of time, now getting melted in the HP bar, sent away. The Lancer not enough to do the job, and ASU, even though they lose the tank early, they still come out with a fight win.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's what you want. Like I said, ASU, look so far, they're looking better on the mirror. They've looked better in the mirror for the little bit that we've seen them for already. They have a little bit of ult charge, but actually UTD are favored in the ult battle right now as Derpy has that shatter online, uses it, doesn't really find anything from it, doesn't find anything at all, but J-Man actually coming out in that win.
Oh, Derpy getting melted on the high ground as everyone else goes after him. Anu going to pick up a 3-piece and sealing the deal as ASU with a nice little team kill. Second fight converted. All 5 ultimates going to be in the library here. They've got the full house coming back into this one.
Yep. That's going to be really unfortunate to play because you don't have that sound barrier. If you're UTD, you don't have, Abdallah just doesn't have enough.
You don't have much of anything.
And you have to push into everything that ASU has for them. I mean, they're already using 2 ults right there. That's the Blizzard along with Window. Like, they're just going to probably team wipe.
Probably they are going to team wipe. Just one player able to get away. It's Abdallah with the speed boost in their pocket. And it's a full cleanup yet again for the likes of ASU Maroon. And that just took 2 ults. They still are leading in ult economy. They've got 3 more to work up with here. Petal and Abdallah almost up to there, so at the very least could get a 1 ult advantage, but ASU Maroon proved they don't need much to win fights.
Absolutely. I mean, they just need 1 kill here or there, maybe an ult. Ults always help. I mean, that's the point of the game. Get the ultimate, send it out. They're there to help you win fights and help you get an advantage. And I mean, speaking of which, Aurora uses the shatter and just didn't find anything.
Yeah, that was almost an ult just to get them out the corner. That Maywall pretty well placed to push Aurora into it. Derpy had a nice shield as well to force the attention, but just couldn't quite get the job done there. And that might cost him in the next fight. They're going to throw the ults into this one. Derpy going to take down Aurora. That's the opposing tank gone. Deadeye looking to clear out the point. Doesn't really need to because they've already done such a good job. Angelic will fall to the likes of Derpy, and finally UTD going to push their way into this point. Last second team fight win yet again into this round 1 opportunity. Round 1, they found themselves the win off of what was a 4th team fight, winning just at overtime. Now in round 2, they've done the same thing.
It'd be really funny if it's 99, if it's 100 to 38 again, if that's just the final scoreline on this. But something I did want to point out was that Maywall from Anhu when they were trying to go back onto the when UTD was trying to touch the point. That was really clutch because if ASU would have been able to capitalize on that more, they would have just taken the map right there. But they just didn't in the end. Obviously, UTD now has control of the point, and Maroon are back. So how they want to go about this fight is going to be crucial, as they're going to take high ground here, waiting for the key drop, and who almost has that Blizzard alive. So that's what they're probably going to try and play around.
And I should know about this Derpy Shatter. He had 2 picks into the last fight. Shatter goes down, completely negated. It's found nothing. Magnetic Grenade gonna take down J-Man, so there's a trade for the Cassidys. Aurora going to find 2 additional looks, though. Cooking it on up as they'll capture the point just like that. Is there anyone to contest? Is anyone still standing for UTD? It's just the Lucio. Abdallah's got a lot of work to do, and Anu gonna shut them down almost immediately. ASU playing such a confident map number 1. They'll take it in stride.
Whew. Good match. Good map for ASU. That's how you want to do it. Get in there, show that you're better at the rush, show you're better at the brawl, win the fights that you need to, lose the ones that you need to back out. You understand? Okay, we're at 99%. We can let them take it here for a second. We have time. We have a couple of stuff being cooked up here, but somebody like that I wanted to mention was Anhu on this May because of that play. They just have had so much value in setting up team fights. The walls have been crucial, especially for blocking off windows from UTD. Having that Maywall there to just negate the effect of the Bapple can be so crucial, especially if that Ryan wants to get a fire strike in and get an easy one on him.
Yeah, I mean, pinpoint precision when it comes to those walls, right? We see that big 4K come out. We saw a couple 2Ks, a 2K to close out the game as well, leading them back into that point for that last team fight. You want to talk about wall placement. It's unfortunate we don't have like a replay op for this event specifically because, man, we could have had just a whole highlight reel of just walls coming through. Point number 1, Petal tries to step away from the team fight, tried to SD. Another big wall came up to try to give additional elimination, additional ult charge picked up for their team. So those little moments being picked up. I mentioned at the top of this game that ASU lost to these guys, UTD. Clearly, before this game, they rallied together. So we are not letting that happen again because, boy, did they come out swinging in this map.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you take that VOD review, you understand how you played them already, you lost.
Right.
You can VOD review off that, and now you know what to expect going into your second matchup. And there's a lot of times in esports and just in sports in general where that will happen when you go against a rematch.
Right.
And it worked. It clearly worked because they took it in a favorable thing. That being said, we don't know what else they have in their pocket. We don't know if they want to play any other comps because it could have just been, oh, we have the brawl mirror down. That's going to work for us. What could UTD do on this hybrid map, where do you think they should go?
Okay, here's my concerns initially, right? I'm not going to give you where they will go, but I'll give you where they shouldn't go instead.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of collegiate teams, almost always, every series, we see Kings Row, right? As our hybrid.
Kings Row, my favorite.
I think we don't go to Kings Row here. Because you know what combination of heroes is very good on Kings Row?
Everything that they just played.
Yeah, Reinhardt May especially is very good on Kings Row. And I think if you play that Ditto into them, I think you're getting cooked up yet again. And who definitely the most valuable player in map number 1. You give them the chance to shine again on map 2. It's going to be more of the same thing.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't know what other looks UTD has. Like, if they have like a decent Sigma comp, maybe go Blizzard World. If they have a good dive, maybe is a new Bonnie in the map pool? I'm trying to remember. Because I know it was just added back into the game. No idea.
I'm going to say no just because Antarctica isn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But like, find or like an Eichenwald for a dive. Maybe even have that Winston on second point.
That would be good.
Could work. Could work out well. But I mean, it really depends on how you want to go. I mean, maybe you just say, no, screw it. We'll just try and win it again. We'll just try to win the mirror again. You know, we lost one. We've beaten them before in the past in collegiate matchups. We can do it again.
Okay. That's interesting. The concept of just try to beat them on the same thing. I mean, they did kind of show up towards the end of both games. Unfortunate news for us, I think, here on the desk. We're going to Kings Row for map number 2. So clearly, UTD knows something we don't.
Yes, but Maroon did opt to attack first instead of defense, which I think if you're favored there, you want to go defense first.
I think so
that
too.
way you know how far you want to push after. But you know what? Maybe there's everybody else enjoys Kings Row that you want to see the full map, and that's fair. Kings Row is a very good map and it's fun to play, and there's a reason why a lot of people enjoy this map or call it the best map that Overwatch has released. Personally, for me, I like Lijiang Tower because Lucio do funny boop, but but in reality, Kings Row is just one of those maps where you can play a lot of different stuff, or you just play everybody's favorite comp, which is the Brawl, and we see that so often. But it makes sense because it's fun, it's easy to play, but you can execute it very well.
All right, so it will be a little bit more mirror action all the way through. We'll see if UTD are able to cook it on up. Map 1 didn't quite go their way, but they can certainly turn the tides. Everybody's stuck in a blender right now. It's Maywall v Maywall. Everybody caught up. That Lantern going to be big to save the day early for ASU, but now that it's gone, Celia going to fall.
Yep, ATD or Petal is going to find that nice kill there. And UTD can just hold on for a little bit longer here. Yep, those Maywalls, that's exactly what you're trying to look for. Play around them. The mirror in, and once again the mirror comps are coming in. No Cassidy this time, but instead of Hanzo, and Hanzo makes sense because especially once you get to streets phase and you're just in those narrow alleyways, you just spam the arrows down. RNG to win, baby.
RNG to win, nothing better.
It works.
Early Maywall can't quite catch the Ryan. This one can though for ASU. He can capitalize around that first health pack. Shatters found nothing. J-Man's going to pick up Casher in the back line. They've got a chance to really push this one forward. Trying to take down this opposing Hanzo now to really push the issue, take down that DPS line is ASU. Maywall going to go to the top ropes, looking to send that one away. The follow is the Hanzo. They're fighting that one in the back line very hard. The Matrix in the front still going to have value. Derpy shut down the Lantern, looking to bring that Ryan to half HP. Can't quite find the kill.
No, they can't, but at the same time, this fight is still going on from both sides. Both teams are getting picks here and there, but nothing to really cement themselves in a fight win. And I mean, that lamp could be crucial being sent out because you don't have that for the rest of this fight. Yep. And now UTD has, or now Maroon have the window up. You're forcing them in a hotel.
Oh,
and if you're forced in a hotel with a Reinhardt and a May, that's not a good thing.
Aurora just walked into the wrong party. 3 members in the side room there happy to take down the tank, and that shut down this extendo fight. Coming out of ASU, had the chance to really make something happen there. Found the 2 early picks, couldn't quite push the issue though, and that certainly doesn't help losing the tank there. So it's a reset yet again. Everybody looking pretty solid here. It's going to be even in the ult economy as well.
Absolutely. And once again, they're just kind of at a stalemate. They're just repeating themselves out throughout that. That Dragon Strike could have been so big. Actually, it is still kind of big though. It takes out Derpy. If you're able to regroup off of that quickly, you might be able to find something. Petal dies. So now you're a little bit even here. Do you push in if you are ASU?
Two good ults for UTD sitting on that Shatter, sitting on that Blizzard, looking for those crowd control ultimate opportunities. It'll be just the beat for ASU, and the Blizzard out into the side room. Looks like it's going to catch 3 here. The May going to go into ice, is going to find value. Big wall coming up as well from Cashier, going to pick up one. Unfortunately, just can't quite get the May, and J-Man is a big look onto the opposing May.
That's a big shatter right there, but it's also a big wall to hold him off. Angelic uses the sound barrier, keeps him alive. So now Maroon are finally having an opportunity to maybe even get a tick here. Yeah, they do. They finally pick up that first tick.
We'll see the timing here for UTD. Finally, the rest of the team going to get involved. The Ryan going to step into the point Maywall to cut them off. Matrix looking for a lot of value here. Hasn't quite put the pieces together just yet, though. And who backline going to freeze up this Lucio and going to find the kill. Second look onto the tank. Just leaving the DPS line with all the work to do. Big wall looking to solidify extra time. But we have no choice but to step up into this one. And that's going to cost the BAP their lives. That just might be the difference in this one. Both May's going to freeze in ice for just a moment. Little extra time. Lucio on their way back, but I don't quite think they'll make it to this one. ASU, after a hard fought battle, 30 seconds the difference, have made it on to the point. They'll start the escort.
Yep, that was intense. That was very intense. Now I see why UTD wanted to play this map. They were holding on to them for a long time. Those battles in hotels, they were winning most of the time. But once the Dragon Strike came out, and once J-Man had that crucial headshot onto Cashier, that was it. That was the fight. That was the point. They were able to push in. They had Blizzard, and they still have Blizzard if they needed to use it. But now they're holding on to it. Now they finally send it out.
Yeah, they're sending out for this early space. That wall going to dissipate the value of it, but they do manage to freeze up Derpy, so they are gonna get the value on the tank. That's extra space if they would like it. It's not a terrible idea to take it. So pushing all the way back into the initial choke is going to be UTD. They'll respect that new acquired space. Dragon Strike to get back into this next fight.
Absolutely, and I mean they have ults to work with. They have window, which can be very crucial in holding them back as well, because if you push into that window, you're screwed. So I'm looking at Cashier here to wall it off when it happens. Yeah, there's the wall, so now nothing can really happen. J-Man's gonna find the kill into Derpy.
A double combo of both the Rhine shield and the May wall there, sealing the fate of Cashier. No choice but to go down in that one. Team's gonna know about it, so look to reset. That's a Blizzard possibly out of this fight entirely if this contest goes the way that ASU hopes it does.
Absolutely, and speaking of which, the sound barrier comes out from UTD. They want to hold on to this fight here, and how they are going to be able to do that is going to be crazy because J-Man with a 3K Dragon Strike, nothing else needed to combo in on it.
Great stuff coming there from the Hanzo. The beat goes down for UTD to try to push their way back into the cart for the contest. J-Man holds the trigger, pulls it at just the right time, just as the effects of that beat start to wear off, and is able to pick up 3. Guarantees in the room there, and now they're going to push for a little bit more. They'll have their own sound barrier almost up in this one. A shatter in the hands of Aurora. Both Ryans, in fact, out the Blizzard. They're going to go. The May gonna be caught up in the ice right now. Only member caught up. Matrix looking to push them away for a reset for UTD. Big shot coming out of Petal.
Yeah, that was a nice little flick there. It's the second one as well. Might be able to find the third under this May. Try to spam it down. Sees the BAB. Doesn't really find anything there. But now we can talk about this. 2 minutes. Pushing on a point 3 is hard. Yeah. This last point in Kings Row is very difficult. And this is where UTD has probably the advantage going into it, especially with that shatter.
Side room, they're going to go. Dragon Strike back on its way, trying to catch those players in that hallway. Can't quite do the job. Blizzard for Man, he was big to pick up 2. Had a massive map number 1. Now looking to get the job done here in the second. Aurora going to pick up a secondary look. Petal, another nice headshot, but he'll be caught by the hammer. ASU going to push this one forward. They'll have a Matrix to try to open space, and UTD used all the ults in that last fight.
Yes, they did. And that's just going to leave Maroon with the ult advantage going into this fight here. They're going to have... They have window and they have shatter and a Dragon Strike coming up. So how they want to go about using this is going to be so crucial. It's all going to matter about timings here, waiting for the right opportunity. You have to force out the shield from Derpy. You got to make sure that's burned down, or just make sure that they're all in a position where you can get so much value out of the shatter here as a minute remains.
Matrix for a lot of space. Caught in the corner right now. Can Aurora pull the trigger on this shatter? Not quite. Petal will pull onto J-Man. Gonna find that one. Tried to pin the Rhine. Couldn't quite make it happen. Lantern keeping him up right now. Shatter now online. Going to catch 3. Looking to finish Petal off. Quickly into the back corner they'll go. Sia is going to find that look on the backline DPS. Can they keep this one cooking up? Blizzard now expended. Casher gonna take it. Ryan's gonna fall off the map. That's both of them gone away. room to play with here. No tanks. It's up to all the squishies. What can they make happen? Blizzard's still online, going to get thrown now just before Casher goes down, so it is going to have value. It'll freeze up 2. Can they finish the job? The Lucio and the Hanzo combine to finish those 2 looks. May still on point, going to take one. And who trying to force the issue with the Hanzo spamming from the back line. Can they hold on to it? Tank going to be back now for Derpy. Plenty of time. We'll see if ASU can resurmount something with just 15 to work with.
They have Dragon Strike, so that can certainly try and clear them off the point. And they have Blizzard. They just need the Lucio from Angelic to touch. Because if that does not happen, you don't make it there. J-Man will send out the Dragon Strike as well. Maybe we'll find something there. The counter pit happens. So now it's overtime. What can you find? Dragon Strike is going to be there too. So you have to force that Immortality Field. That won't be up for another 30 seconds. That's going to be so crucial because J-Man will fall. And now Anhu uses the Blizzard. Maybe it'll find something. Maybe it'll find some sort of value. But no, it's not going to happen as UTD are just getting all of the kills in this fight.
ASU stonewalled by UTD's defensive right now. Petal going to find Anhu. Matrix is out, but it has no value. Angelic going to fall as well, and that will put the nail in the coffin on this push. ASU so close to that third, just couldn't quite make it happen.
Ooh. Close. That was really close. But now UTD has a chance to close it out right here and now. Unless ASU are able to hold on to them on first point, which could very much happen. They got it so far. That's about as far as you can get sometimes in a very even match on King's Row. You got to be proud that you made it that far. Still, you didn't have the point, but like at the same time, you had like 2.5 minutes to push there. It's not a lot of time for point 3.
Very true. Don't cap the point, but you do get quite a bit of space. And man, doesn't matter if you hold off on this initial control point. We'll see. They played a very nice game when it came to CP just 1 map ago. That's on Nepal. You know, everyone doesn't always play Nepal, so there's some room to work with here for sure. TD a solid defensive. We're wondering, you know, when it came to that Reinhardt, that May combination, maybe they don't want to play King's Row. Gives Anhu the chance to really shine, but Casher showed out on the defensive, excuse me. Now has to do that on the offensive side, and Anhu we know can cook up on a CP.
Absolutely. So, well, I would love for Petal to stay on the bash.
I would too.
I think that would be so funny if he did it. And I think it's gonna happen.
I've seen it work.
Please don't be trolling the commentators.
I've seen it work, not going to lie. Bastion in that tank form for 12 seconds is the shield breaker. Absolutely melts that down. And when you consider the May wall, it's just a second shield.
Very true. Very true. And I mean, hey, so far that's working. He can spam on through and does quite a bit of damage there. And so now UTD actually have a bit of space.
Yeah, exactly. Going to break down what is those 2 pseudo walls, get all the room in the world. J-Man will take down the Lucio on the back line, though. So they get that initial space to statue, have to back it up, and now they lose that surprise factor. ASU going to know there is the Lucio, should play a little bit farther back away from the choke now.
100%. So you're gonna back out, but you have the stuff to do to deal the damage. It's really about finding that key crucial pick. Usually whoever wins that first pick in these fights tend to succeed. I mean, if ASU win the first pick here, it's gonna hold out for a little bit longer, but Anhu falls. That is huge.
The doors open. It's just up to ASU to step their way inside. Derpy going to take down the opposing Reinhardt. Nade up top, not quite enough to seal the deal, but the rest of the team on the ground laying the work. They're going to set their way to point, looking to start the capture. They'll grab themselves a tick. Lucio on the top rows. Hard shot to hit for the DPS. Can't quite make it happen. J-Man backline has to come up with something big here in the backline, waiting for Aurora to get back home, and someone's going to have to contest here momentarily. Wall to come up to get them close. Lucio going to step back in. Now they've got room.
Absolutely. And I mean, hey, the Bastion's gonna find one and find Silica. Oh, that's big. Or Scylla, not Silica. It looked like it for a second there, but the shatter comes out from Derpy as well, finds it, and UTD will be able to have more time on street space than ASU actually. Full minute 50 more.
Yeah, a lot of extra time to work with here. So see what they can do with it. Fap in the back line. What's up, bro? What's good, homie?
Stagger is huge.
Bro got jumped, was just trying to get home from work.
Exactly, and so now you can get a ton of space off of that, build up a little bit more ult charge, but at the same time, ASU has like 4 ults to work with here. 3 confirmed right now, and then 1 on the way with Angelic's sound barrier. Abdallah will have their sound barrier too, so the support line from UTD could be the ones that win this fight here if they want to win and just further themselves on this attack.
Yeah, I mean, we really highlighted just a little bit more of like this is UTD's game to lose here.
Exactly.
They held them back from getting the 3. They held the goal line stand, and include the fact that they've got 4 extra minutes to push streets with. And who's going to take a secondary look on top of it for ASU, looking to hold early on this first team fight. They just send one ult out to do it, and they've done it quite nicely. So they're going to have full advantage when it comes to ults. So looking to stagger this Lucio as well as he walks his way back towards the spawn room. We've got all the space in the world. Gonna look to hold them early, and well, ASU can keep winning fights like that. Maybe the storyline changes.
Yeah, I mean, they've pushed them all the way to their spawn. They have ults to work with too. Unfortunately, and who's gonna fall? So now they see the Ryan. That's a window. That's a fire strike, but the whoa!
Wow,
that is clutch. That would have been like a guaranteed kill there for Aurora. Still finds one anyways. The Shatter goes down, lays down the hammer, tries to find something else on that, but Petal is gonna pop off in the Hanzo.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great look from the front line off the Shatter from Aurora, but no one is in the back line anymore. Everyone's gone. UTD already expended them all, so no one could quite capitalize on the opportunity on that 4-man Shatter. So tough, to say the least, and UTD going to continue to take space.
Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna have Shatter. They're gonna have Dragon Strike. Both teams actually use Dragon Strike at the same time, so battle of the dueling dragons there. Nothing finds. Nothing was made from that, but Petal with the headshot. Ooh.
Shatter coming out the spawn room, going to pick up, I think, 2 drop there. Aurora now going to start to drop players as well. Valor going to look to fight the tank close range of the Lucio, has Petal behind him, so is enough damage to seal the deal, and looking to finish off now the second point.
Yeah, Petal on the Hanzo. That was kind of nasty.
Very much winning the duel
all game. And now they're going to have a significant amount. Well, I wouldn't say significant amount, but they have more time to push on 2-point C here. And now you know exactly how far you need to push. I think that ASU made a mistake by attacking first, because now UTD can very much play around their timing and how they want to use their ults so they can secure the map win.
Yep, without a doubt. Charge is going to come out from both Ryans here, both pretty low. See if those things are going to fall. Lantern trying to keep him alive, and Aurora is going to finish the job here onto Derpy. Looking for more now as he pushes forward to the squishy. Shield almost gone, so can't grab himself up any further. Lucio low, caught by the fire strike and the look of the hammer. Not quite enough, but J-Man going to get it done from the backline. He'll take the Hanzo. He'll take the Lucio as well. They forced to use that ice, going to try to wall herself away. Now stuck in the corner, and Cashier will fall to the likes of the Rhine.
Yes, they will. And now Maroon just going to be able to hold them up there for a little bit longer. They have some ults to work with too, but they're doing a really good job of denying these fights early. The Mei walls from Anhu are also very nice and trying to cut off this fight. And like you always mention it out, it's like a blender. There's just so much damage because they can just get so enclosed together like that. And I mean, that's going to be the Mei wall already. The window comes out along with a Dragon Strike plus Blizzard combo. The Immortality Field keeps them alive for maybe just a little bit longer as the Cryo Freeze man who stays alive, but UTD are a little bit more successful in that fight.
J-Man on the top rope, still trying to somehow turn this the other way. We'll find 1 kill for their troubles, taking on the whole opposing team, and will finally fall. They'll have Dragons come out the spawn room. Blizzard up for Anhu as well, and a couple ults cooked up for UTD.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Unlike Russell Wilson, let him cook.
I'm a Russ fan till I die.
I'm dead inside, but UTD have 3 ults working with. They have both support ults as well. And speaking of which, that is the window.
Blizzard going to come out to try to contest it, to try to take that extra space back, and it has managed to freeze up Derpy. No one can capitalize, though. MO Field going to guarantee they keep themselves alive as well. Shatter from Derpy has came up absolutely empty as J-Man will grab what is the half of the support line. Derpy so low and caught out now by Scylla, so holding on still is ASU. A goal line stand all the way through, and this one 4 extra minutes for UTD is now melted down to just a minute 30.
Yeah, they're holding on. They're like, you know what? You might have bested us earlier this map. At the same time, we want to take it to match point and continue our run in this tournament. And I mean, a minute remaining with like very little ultimates to work with as well. You're just gonna have to rely on Petal getting some sort of Dragon Strike in.
They're going to pick up 1, using that strike to give themselves a little bit of room to work with. We'll see if Petal can get his up, make something happen. Looking to farm these deep shots to try to build that charge, taking just a wee bit of damage there. In addition, Shatter up for Aurora, very close to having that beat in addition, and still going to have the Matrix back into this one. 30 remain.
Absolutely there. That's going to be the window. Once again, denied off. J-Man finds it.
J-Man looking to find a little bit more. Going to find 2 early picks. All the room in the world for Aurora to drive forward. Petal caught in the back line. Grabs 1 before they're taken down by the tank themselves. And yet again, all the space picked up for ASU. Still ultimate to work with for them as UTD going to have 2 to try to push themselves back in last fight territory.
Yeah, it's desperation hour. Derpy's going to switch onto the ball. You need that ball there to be able to contest on the point. You kind of have to go like right now because of the May wall that could just block him off. And I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. The Dragon Strike comes out from Petal. What can it find? So far, it doesn't find anything.
Nothing found. Has at least given them some space to go down towards this home stretch. B gonna come out very early in this fight. ASU gonna drive all the forces forward. Angelic going to find 1. Gonna take down the opposing support player. Going to look to find more here in the back line. Has taken down Petal. Asilla, the bat gonna finish that from the back end. Blizzard expended. Lands in a weird angle. Doesn't quite find much because of it. UTD string on the point. Holding on, doing what they can. Ball gonna try to get value here. Dragon Strike back the other way. Cashier going to tuck it. Derpy to find value. Abdallah as well. Cashier going to follow the likes of Aurora as Derpy. No choice but to step away. Everyone leaves. The Blizzard's too scary, and it's cost them their lives. Cold feet going to be the difference is that one as ASU will win map number 2.
Ooh, that Blizzard was clutch. The end from Anhu. But talk about J-Man a little bit here on this Hanzo. I mean, kid's kind of cracked with it. The other DPS line from ASU, but dude, this kid's nuts. It's nuts on this Hanzo. I mean, this DPS line is just crazy. They're able to play with each other so well, and this is why I was concerned about going to King's Row because of the Blizzard, because of the May and the Hanzo threat that is looming over them. You might have thought, hey, you know what? They were trying to do something here. They didn't get the full hold. Well, they didn't get the full push. They just held better.
Yeah.
It shows that you don't need to have the advantage side right away to be able to win King's Row.
That is a tough game, I think, when it comes to the mentality for UTD. Now, these guys, a world-class team, know how to handle the emotions, but this is going to be a tough one to bounce back from because they really did have all the pieces of the puzzle there. Dropped 1 on the floor at the very end of the game and couldn't find it, so couldn't finish the job. I mean, they hold ASU away from that 3rd point. Then they're able to grab the 1st point 4 minutes faster than their counterparts on the other side of the map. But they can't finish the job at the very end. A couple fights don't go their way. They get towards what is that last check, a look towards the 3rd point at about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's so much extra time. And they just couldn't quite finish the job.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just unlucky. And that is what shows good teams from great teams. The teams that are able to play with a disadvantage, play through all of the struggles and all of that in Overwatch, which is very much also a mental battle as well, as pretty much anybody who's played the game for more than like 30 minutes will know, it can be a little bit taxing. It's knowing that you had the disadvantage throughout all of the map, but you're able to hold on in the end and play around all of the stuff. Manage your ult perfectly. That's what they did. They relied on their DPS to do their jobs. Their tank trying to get shatters as much as possible, and their support lines to help engage them into the fight.
And having that Blizzard last second, man, is
crazy.
So phenomenal. I mean, it really does paint a Mozart-esque picture. To close things off there, the fact that we talk about probably don't want to play King's Row because you don't want to play into this May. They showed us how much value they had in map 1. They play into it in map 2, and who other than the May just shut them down, force them away from the cart? I mean, it's metaphorical. The fact that they don't want to step into the May ultimate, they choose to step off instead, and that's what cost them. Literally, fear of the May cost them map 2.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't even a C9. That's just if I go into Blizzard, I'm dead anyways. Might as well just end it and get ready for map 3, which apparently Shambali. Interesting thoughts.
No, talk me through them.
Talk me through them?
Yeah, talk me through.
They're going to try and rely on Petal here on the Hanzo. Most likely. That Hanzo with the long range through some more of these narrow choke points could be crucial. This could be a time where we see them switch off of the rush, off of the May, and all of that stuff, and maybe try and go for a dive, or maybe even try and go for a Sigma here with maybe a double sniper. It's like kind of like Circuit Royale, where you can play some of these snipers from longer range and try and work that way. Or you have a tracer in there and go around on all of these different flank points, because that's the one thing. A lot of people don't like this map because of the sheer amount of spots that you can attack from and it just gets really annoying to try and defend from if you
Yeah.
don't hold them on first point.
So I'll throw you the question. Do you think we get to
Yes.
see the step away from the Reinhardts here? You mentioned the Sigma. Do you think there's any inklings of a diva coming to Shambhala? Shambhala, excuse me.
Maybe on attack, if somebody decides to go Pharah and they want to play the counter pick, or they want to go for a dive that's not win or ball right now, because I think
Mm.
ball is just going to be right now the strongest of the dive heroes. Somehow that just always ends up happening in Overwatch. We're like, guys, it's time for Winston, and then suddenly Hammond is just staring in the back corner menacingly. I'm just like, yep, this is what's happens. But like, I mean, a ball could work here. We saw Derpy try and pull it out at the end. They were able to hold
Yeah,
on. They were able to. We saw the mechanics. We just don't know what they can do. It was
right.
this is the same case in the high school match where they played the Echo to contest. Ended up working out somewhat a little bit in their favor.
Hmm.
So we could see something good here.
Yeah, I like that. It's definitely hard to call. Like, do you really know that hero, or did you play it because you wanted to get back to the objective? Which one was it?
Right. No, exactly. But I think if they want to try something different here, might as well, because you know you're not going to win the mirror. You've just lost two
Yeah.
maps in a row where you saw the mirror, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm looking for. However, they're going to play the same comp, but ASU is going to be the one who play the different comp here. They're going to play the Winston with the Sojourn Widowmaker, makes sense, and then the Lucio Kiriko.
This is a good-looking attack composition from ASU. See if they can put it to good use. J-Man was going off when it came to the Hanzo, and this time around going to have some deadly right clicks at their disposal. And
You're going to have them a lot quicker too because of the May wall and the Rhine shield.
Yeah.
There's just so much to charge up that railgun with. It can just work out so well for you.
Very true. Very true. And we'll get the action here. Aurora going to recognize how close UTD are immediately into this one, opting to play off of that first choke point straight into pressure, and ASU immediately gonna counter swap.
Yep, they're just gonna go right for the rush mirror. They're like, hey guys, they're doing the mirror.
We beat you with that. We know we can. Yep.
Get in there. Yeah, exactly.
I love that call. They bring out a different comp, thinking, okay, we beat these guys down twice. Surely they give us something different. There's no way they walk back into it. Aurora steps in, goes, guys, they're doing it. They're doing it. All right, easy money. We'll come straight back in. We know we can beat you like this, and that's what they're going to look to do here. The confidence, fantastic from ASU, looking to take it to him, and Anu already going to do that. The tank has faded away early into fight number one.
100%. And I mean, you just can't let that happen. Aurora's going to get another one there on the pedal. Pedal gets the counter pick, though. So these picks are just coming in and out. It's a little bit more of a scrappy fight. It's not really like dominant on one end or the other. Now ASU is looking.
Oh.
I say that, and then ASU just cleans up that fight easily here. Now they have a decent amount of space. UTD will have the high ground going back into this. So how they want to rely on Pedal is going to be crucial because Pedal almost has that Deadeye ready.
But they do. Could be the difference into this fight. It's jumping off the height now will be UTD looking to take it to him for this first contesting point. G-Man going to take down Derpy. Aurora's got cash here, and ASU continue to cook up. Pedals falling away by the likes of the counter. Cassidy, a walk up forward here for the Reinhardt, looking to seal the deal. Doesn't want these two players to get away. They'll call off the attack dogs. Now ASU finishing the job very early. 5 minutes of time for point 1 and 2.
Ooh, that's rough. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a lot of time, especially with the amount of ults that you have coming up here. I mean, both sides, though. UTD almost have all 5 ready. So they're looking to engage in this fight here. And I mean, if you're Pedal, yeah, use that Deadeye, get that space. Doesn't really find anything, but now both teams use Blizzard as well.
Both teams use Blizzard, and both teams find value off of it. A little bit more for Anu as it currently stands. Sound barrier going to be forced out from UTD to try to hold on to this one. Cashier melted up and is now expended. Abdal in the back line goes to the wayside as well. ASU yet again will win a fight.
Yep, they just win again. And they're just rolling on through. And they have 3 ults to work with as well. 3 very crucial ones. 1 to keep you alive, 1 to get you space, and then 1 to engage in on a fight. They have everything that they need to do to be able just to cap it out right here without really losing anything. But that being said, the Baptiste dies.
Step down, trade on its way for J-Man. Derpy gonna find some value, taking J-Man as soon as he takes down Pedal. Awkward May walls kind of setting this fight down, and ASU going to use those walls to retreat. They'll step away. Abdallah's going to find Aurora as they walk out of that fight, and ASU no choice but to reset.
Yep, they just have to reset. And that's like the first fight that they've genuinely lost. I think they might have lost one right at the beginning, and that's why they swapped off of the dive and they went to the mirror comp here. But I do like that they're gonna attack it from the other side, because Shambali is just that map where we haven't really seen many maps like this where you can just attack from like 3 different ways on escort. Like Circuit Royale, you can try going up the stairs. Good luck pushing into that Junkrat though.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, exactly. There's just not much that you can really do there here. But on Shambali, you can just get right back to the point without having to deal with the opposing team. That's exactly what ASU did.
Yeah, very hard defensively to set up. Always got to watch your back here. And J-Man has done a good job of that thus far. Has taken down Derpy. It's created some room for them to work with here. J-Man will find another Aurora, going to pick up Doyle, and they continue on through. Cashier going to fall to the likes of the May. And moving yet again is the payload.
Yep. Now they finally get the cap. That should probably bring him to like 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So now you got some time to push. You have it's not an absurd amount of time, but you do have a lot of stuff going for you as well. That being said, UTD also have 3 ults. They also have both DPS ults, and the Baptiste can do stuff with that. You can engage in here with the Blizzard, and that's exactly what they're going to do to start it off.
And they've caught the Rhine. That is a good high value target to grab. They'll find a secondary look as well, and ASU going to have to fall off of this one yet again. Haven't expended anything into this fight though. No worries. You mentioned the fact, not an abundance of time, but a pretty decent amount with 430. So are able to lose that fight, and a couple more as well on their way towards the end of this map. So no real trouble just yet.
No, absolutely not. But that being said, they had to use Blizzard in that if you're UTD. You might be able to, honestly. I do like that they went in and didn't hold on to it, because they can build up another one once they genuinely need it. Like Petal was going to use the Deadeye there. We'll find J-Man, and who also going to use the Blizzard. So now this is where ASU tends to push in a little bit more, and I think they might have used too many ults on that.
Yeah, we'll see. Blizzard froze up 2. Shatter takes 2 down, and it does lead them to a team kill. But what will they have going into the end of this fight? It'll be a Shatter for Derpy. It'll be the beat here for Abdallah. And both step ult's going to come for ASU. We'll see if that's enough for them to close out.
We are going to find out right here. Scylla also has the window available. Sends the Fire Strike out. Doesn't find anything.
Okay, Petal going to find Anhu. That's a good pick early. They'll use the beat to try to take all this extra space. The extra health going to have its value. Charge comes out from Aurora, gonna catch Petal. Low HP though. Immofield gonna try to keep him alive. Shatters hasn't found anything from Derpy, so there's room to work with here. J-Man gonna find another. That's a big pick for ASU to grab. Charge backwards is Derpy. Immofield now expended for the opposing side of UTD to try to hold on to things. All the way forward. It's a 5-on-3 fight, but the spawn point a little bit closer for this defensive team. Can they get back in? J-Man gonna take down a big support player. Now the tank's faded away. Petal gonna have value on this Widowmaker in the backline. Has to have a lot of it though to try to get them back into a contest. Just holding on right now is the support of Dalek finally going to go down. Can someone contest? Cashier trying to continue, now caught by Aurora. That will do it. ASU will push their way back through. They'll take it 3-0. This time around, they finish the job.
Yeah, minute 57 remaining. That's a decent amount of time to try and push as much as you can on the next potential attempt. Who knows? They could very much just hold UTD here. And I think that is a very realistic possibility that UTD does not cap if they continue to try and play this mirror. And I think that they were waiting to go to this attacking side, because ASU chose to attack first. The reason why they were able to do that, because they knew they could probably force whatever comp they want to work. But now we can see what UTD wants to cook up. Do they go for the dive is the real question. Do they stick with what they know and go on the rush, which I don't think is going to be the best idea in the end.
I'm interested because UTD in the early CP of Kings Row grab it in about a minute's worth of time.
Yeah,
but it's going to be back to the same concept of where you are playing an escort now, but early in map 2 they did show the capability of it. So I think they're having that conversation internally right now, thought about the SIG early, have come back into the Reinhardt, and I think they are going to run the same composition again, trying to rely on that same early success they had on map 2.
I agree. They just have to go in. They got to go in fast. They got to just go in, rush in, you wait for Doyle to use that speed boost, amp into ASU. Hopefully you can get the better of the 2 May walls and not let Anhu cause as much havoc as they do, but they know that they're going to be holding it on left side. That's just kind of common practice. Try and get the early fire strike away, and then you can back up and rotate to the high ground. And I do love that rotation so much. It's just the small little things that you realize that you can do with that map is great, because sometimes people just hold on the back right there. But I do like when people hold up front, go through, and then rotate out.
Just looking the side streets right now. Caught off his derpy by that wall. Has the back away. Lantern expended. Is going to stay alive though. Good support line to be the difference in that one. ASU going to hold strong on the high ground. Now looking to step back down into this fight. Going to have the upper angle onto UTD. They'll recognize stalled in the side room for now.
Absolutely, and I mean, that's going to be the stick there from J-Man. J-Man's going to die from Derpy. Derpy's going to get in the pin. So now they're just sort of fighting in here. But at the same time, if you keep fighting in here, you're going to die out to this May. I mean, Aurora falls.
Slugfest here on the side. Just for a moment, we got a lanternless fight as they were both on cooldown. Petal's been able to pick up one during said lanternless fight. They come back though, and now the fight happens on the card. Abdallah and Kashi are both going to find their counterparts, so they've got the room to work with, and UTD yet again have got themselves room early in the map.
Yes, they do. And UTD finally able to win out here. I mean, they chose this map. They could have chosen any other map in the game.
True.
But they chose Shambali, and this is a very rare pick. And I really want to see what they can do when they cap here, and they can go on a lot of these flank spots, especially with Derpy getting that early pick.
Nice fire strike coming through the Matrix. The reason it's able to kill the Squishy there, having that updated value. ASU Maroon, though, going to come back and turn the fight right on top of its head, suplexing UTD. Just one member left standing as Petal goes down. And while the Lucio, quite a bit staggered.
Oh, J-Man, my dude. Nice shooting, cowboy. But yeah, no, ASU can hold on here. Minute 58 seconds remaining. So you got 2 minutes of your UTD, but you're looking pretty fine when it comes to ults. You're gonna have a Blizzard online soon. You have the Deadeye, you have Shatter, and you have that Beat getting ready. So both of these teams are gonna look pretty similar. Now you can gain a little bit of space, get some momentum on the cart, speed on through, cancel it out.
All right, UTD going to look to make something happen here in this one. We're getting towards that edge of the timer. Ults on their way for ASU. Matrix now the Deadeye. Doesn't have a shot, not quite. Hard to find that Lucio. Couldn't find the May either. Able to get back around the corner just in time to stay alive. Sound barrier online for ASU. Blizzard going to be thrown up from Cash here. Everyone in the corner and frozen. Casher going to pick up one, but having the assist on the additional kills as well. It's 4 picked up for UTD. Just Dan who left, running to the wayside. Almost caught by the wall, not quite. Cashier looking to finish the job. Rest of the team will get involved, and they manage to find their way to the first checkpoint.
Oh yeah, that was great right there. Perfect timing from everybody. And that's how you want to win those fights. Just get in, play it, just play it how you're supposed to. They win. They win the fight. But now it's the problem of trying to push up here. This is where they could genuinely have a serious advantage if they want to continue pushing up. They have 3 minutes and 14 seconds to do something here. They have a lot of space. Now they can back up for a little bit and wait for ASU to do something here. And who is going to have the Blizzard?
Early engage, early value from both of these teams. Blizzard as mentioned, and it looks like it is looking to be the engage tool. Caught off for the wall for a moment. Now thrown, doesn't get far enough. It looks like it has. That wall going to be the difference there to catch Derpy. He'll fall away. Deadeye did not find value for Petal. That'll make things awkward for him as Andrew gonna hold around this close post. J-Man gonna find another. 2 looks from him. Big shots from the back line to come through for the Cassidy. Doyle's able to pick up the opposing Lucio. Cashier, no choice but to force Andrew into the ice, and now going to be sent away. So the rest of his team falls behind him.
Yep, absolutely. And now they can just keep pushing on up. They were able to stay alive through the Blizzard, severe through it. I mean, Andrew's already 50% to another one, so you're not worried. But Cashier is going to be close on theirs as well. So it's going to be up to these Mays to be the fight difference yet again. And we've been seeing that a lot today, where the May can be very crucial in some of these fights here. And I mean, especially if UTD, if Derpy can get the Shatter available to them, they're going to be looking good.
Oh, that strike coming out of the Matrix, beautifully timed. Aurora going to pick up 2 off of it, and this fight just about over. 4 could even start. Cassie will know about it. Please, somebody kill me. And now he'll fall. Won't get staggered. Both DPSs are gone, and UTD team killed, team annihilated by ASU.
Oh man, dude, the window fire strike just never gets old. It's so satisfying. One of my favorite clips in Overwatch is like history as well. And I think it was 2019 or 2020 was the Atlanta Rain with Pokepo using the Halt plus Fire Strike combo through window. It's just always so clean to see. But they are going to have a couple of ults to work with as well. Both teams looking pretty similar when it comes down to it. The Shatter and UTD is just going to go right in.
Okay, big blizzard coming through. Everybody's frozen. Nobody moving a muscle as Derpy's going to find the first. Bat very low HP, half HP, goes to the skies. Cashier, can he bring him back down to earth? Can indeed. Going to take him down. Petal will grab the opposing 2, and UTD will walk right back into a fight win.
Absolutely. Minutes and 18 seconds. So they have less time than ASU did on their push here. And I mean, if you're ASU, you just got to play it super carefully because you don't have any ults right now. UTD does. They have Deadeye, Soundbarrier, and now Window. They can do a lot with it. That being said, if UTD does cap, it is going to be with less time. I assume that ASU should be able to find something here. The Deadeye is going to come out along with the Window, so already trying to commit to the fight win.
Right, Petal and Bala going to find themselves opportunities. Sound barrier activated. Immo field going to be used. Petal going to pick up 2 big looks. That's both DPS members down in UTD. Second fight in a row.
Yep, second fight. They used their ults that they needed to there, and they're like, okay, we got to win something here. J-Man switched over to the Hanzo. So he's just going to have to sit back a little bit and just try and spray and pray to God that you can find something off of it, though. I mean, you're pushing into Doyle, who has a sound barrier, Derpy, who has almost another Shatter, but UTD does have less time, so ASU is just like, we got to just burn as much time as possible. Make sure that they do not have the advantage going in if they cap.
An early Reinhardt find for UTD here, trying to take it forward. Blizzard forces Derpy into the contact, and J-Man going to take him down because of it, and who's going to pick up another. Starting to find the picks here is the defensive end of things. 3 players left standing, 1 now going to fall, a second with it. And the BAP, can he avoid the stagger? No shot, going to recognize, will walk back in, and he will take him down. And UTD could have looked at just a little bit of less time coming into the overtime, but now they're looking at what could be last fight territory.
It could very much just be the game right here. I mean, you have 35 seconds. What can you do with this? You're going to have Blizzard, you're going to have Shatter, and Deadeye. 3 very powerful ultimates to be able to work with here. I mean, you have to rely on the Shatter here. And if you're Aurora, you know that it's coming up. But J-Man falls, and that's their only ultimate available for ASU.
That's big. The Shatter, I don't know if it gets built up in time as Petal continues the onslaught from the back end. A 3-piece to open the door for UT Dallas. Stuck here is Aurora, still not to the Shatter, gets it just as he falls. Not going to happen. J-Man, can he get in with this Dragon Strike? Can somebody contest this point? Not going to happen. UTD managed to push into that golden box.
Yeah, but they only have a minute to work with. But there's something that I've noticed every now and then when I'm commentating some of these games. I see people, or I see teams who win with less time more often than not. Because the way it is that it goes into overtime quicker, and if you manage to win that first fight, that overtime respawn can just kill you, especially if you lose out, and then the ult eco just kills you. You can do some serious damage on attack, and that's what UTD is going to look to do here while pushing first. ASU will have the quote-unquote advantage in their time bank pushing into this, but they have to win the fights and make sure that it does not go to overtime, and they cannot lose a fight in overtime, because if they do, UTD has that chance to get a ton of progress on the card each time they win a fight.
Pressure mounting. A team that was able to take this one down in the Overwatch Collegiate Championship, now being put onto the ropes by a squad they'd recently beat. ASU back with a vengeance. Here in Intel Inspires, looking to push themselves to the semifinals. UTD will go back to the mirror comp. Do they have it in their bones to get back in overtime?
Great question. 57 seconds remaining. We shall find out. The Fire Strike is here. They go for the rotate yet again. That's as that is per the usual, but UTD is not going to chase after them there. They know they have to keep everybody in the cart at all times. Get as much progress and as much hope as possible.
Have no contact, no pressure on the verticality. Aurora going to be the first to jump down, look to engage into this fight. They'll be both Ryans charging into one another. Lantern already expended here and taken care of by ASU. Can they capitalize now and turn into kills? Opposing Lantern out. Cashier going to fall. A fight that you need to win on time constraints. And ASU are the ones to look to win it instead. Derpy going to reset into last fight already is UTD.
Yes. Yes, it is. They are going to have halfway with Shadow, but Maroon, dude. ASU, they have Aurora almost has it. 7 seconds remaining. It's going to be overtime. Is anybody going to touch? Yep. So UTD is on. Derpy's there. But now it is time. It's overtime. So if UTD wins this, they have a genuine shot at making it super far. But if Maroon wins out on these fights, they're going to be fine. And that's already what you want there as Petal takes the first one.
Petal through the window, going to pick up the Ryan. That's big. That would have been a shatter. That would have almost certainly shattered the game. They get to keep cooking now. Abdallah going to pick up a second. Cashier, can he find the DPS? Sure can. So UTD are able to confidently win the fight now. They'll have 4 ultimates going into this next.
Plus the overtime taker, the overtime respawn timer, dude. Look at how far they're able to get with 3 people on. They're already close to being able to cap there.
Yep.
For UTD. Plus you have Shatter, Deadeye. You have almost everything ready for you. Abdallah already used the window. But at the same time, ASU also has it. That's going to be the Blizzard from Cashier.
Great Blizzard going to catch Aurora here. Can they manage to keep him alive somehow, some way? The Lantern looks like it was enough. Shatter now on its way from Aurora, who manages to stay alive. Opposing Shatter on its way from Derpy. JMA going to pick up Petal in the backline. Everything cooking up for UTD right now. They got 3 members down. Sound Barrier going to be activated here to try to push Aurora forward. Will continue on his way on the squishy line. Can't quite finish the job, though. Now going to fall by the health pack. It's just the Lucio left on this card, and he won't be there for much longer. UTD going to take care of it as they look to push to point 4.
This is exactly what I was saying. These teams, if you win that fight in overtime, look at how far they've gotten. And now they're there. They've capped 1 point at least. ASU will have an ultimate to work with as well. And I mean, UTD went to the ball for a second just to recontest. Now they're back on the Ryan, but Petal goes over to Tracer. This is interesting considering that you're playing into a Mei and a Cassidy. There's just so much that can counter you out. Speaking of the Cassidy, the ult.
J-Man with a Deadeye going to pick up 1. The ult mentioned and the ult seen on screen. Aurora going to take down Cashier. UTD, 3 members now down. Can they find a way to turn this around? The Ryan will fall. Just Petal left. No choice but to recall off Cart. And just like that, ASU will hold them to just that 4th point.
Yes. Yes, they do. And I mean, that was as far as UTD really wanted to push. So they got it far. A minute on the clock, and you got it through first point of Shambali, first of all. So congrats on that. And then just a little bit more after that. But now ASU have 2 minutes and 37 seconds to do the exact same thing as well. But they have to be careful on when they get their ultimates and when they get it, especially when it comes to overtime. Because, I mean, that 2 minutes and 37 seconds, I don't know if that's going to happen right at the beginning, unless they just absolutely steamroll through. Who knows? But this is an interesting pick from Scylla. I wonder if it stays with Diana.
We'll see what the case ends up being. Well, it won't be the stick, at least not yet. Still time to think about it. 20 seconds before the doors open. And a little bit of extra time, a minute 30's worth for ASU into this one. University of Texas at Dallas. Arizona State University. The Comets, the Sun Devils, and $1,250 on the line. Can ASU take it home here in OT?
That is the question here. The gates are open, and away we go. But I do like that Petal is going to be on the Bastion. I think, you know, shield break, screw it. Why not? Bastion, pull it out. It can work. Every now and then, it's just the little trump card that you can pull out to deal a ton of damage. Get rid of all of these barriers standing in your way of them offending.
Good wall. Can they finish it off? Oh, Cashier gets hit up so high, he's out of the ammo field. They find that one early, and Aurora going to capitalize on Derpy as soon as the field's expended. There's room for ASU to work with here off of a very good look, off a very good early Anhu wall. They've got all the room in the world. UTD will recognize they'll back out of this one. They have to yield the space.
Exactly. And I mean, Aurora is already 62% to Shatter. You give him Shatter at that right moment, you're looking at we're going to finish this map with time on the clock and not even have to go to overtime, even though we only had like 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
All broken here early. ASU looking now to push around this corner. Shatter almost. Villarora stuck on the front wall. The bats into one another, and Abdallah going to be the one to take down the opposing Reinhardt. That gives UTD's defensive all it should need to win this one out. As Petal now on a shooting spree, gonna pick up 2, and Abdallah will finish his last. Still on the run here, walled off. Yo, what's good? We'll stagger you, buddy. Long time coming before they'll let him die. Finally, the kill will be there. They're missing a sup early into this next fight.
And that stagger is so big because he had an ultimate. They had an ultimate online. Still have that ult. They still do. Now they're back in, and they have the Lucio taxi. So, but time is all that matters here. Is just playing around the time, and how you can manage it is just so important in these late rounds on escort. If you do not do it right, you can really screw yourself over. I mean, UTD only had a minute, but they got a point and a little bit further than that. That's a blizzard from Anhu.
Create some space. J-Man will capitalize off of it. Going to pick up one a second as well. Now a healer and a DPS gone from this fight. UTD playing 3-on-5, and they'll back it all the way out of this one. Gonna look to instead play this last fight. Looking to play in an overtime timer and win out this game.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to contest like now, because if they don't touch in time, that would be an insane C9 to end out this series. But no, they're gonna push around, and it is gonna be overtime. Nobody's on the point for ASU.
Oh, you're so right. Okay, early recognition going to be there for the Lucio, but an early fight picked up for UTD. A blizzard to open the door, and they found all the picks in the world. 4 down, just the Lucio standing. Breaks his own sound barrier, trying to keep himself alive in this one. Walled off, jumps over, gets the point, but taken out as soon as he gets there. The University of Texas Dallas hold on in overtime.
Dude. Dude, when I said ASU might C9, I don't think, I wouldn't classify that as a C9, but like, you shouldn't have pushed up right there to try and take that fight. You should have just stayed on the point. They would have had to come to you, and you had the stuff to be able to deal with it. But UTD realized that, capitalized on it, and then now they took their first map of the series. Reverse sweep incoming?
Possibly. You can see the confidence was there for ASU, ready to seal the deal, and UTD played that straight into their hand. Big Maywall to force players into a blizzard, picks up 3, allows for 4 early picks for them, and from there it is the writing on the wall, able to pick themselves up in this map, and series continues. Reverse sweep incoming, as Rebel says.
Oh yes, I mean, it'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious. Happen, but the next map type would be a push map, so interesting to see in how that's going to work, especially if, I mean, they go somewhere like Coliseum. Whoever wins that first fight, you're looking for it. And so far, most of these games, it's been ASU with the first fight win.
Yep.
They do that on Coliseum. They can make some serious waves, and I think that's where you want to go. It might be super annoying to play into. Maybe you want to try New Queen Street or Esperanza, as we saw earlier today. But I think if you want to play into the, yeah, we're confident, yeah, we're not going to let that, we just lost the map right there, hurt us, you go Coliseum.
Yeah, I like that call a lot. I mean, you get that early steam going, you get a little bit of momentum on your side, and there's that opportunity to really finish the push map. I mean, we haven't got to see push maps finish today. Typically don't get to see them, but ASU, they can get on a roll and they can make it look good at times. So yeah, I like that call, and that is going to be the call to be Coliseum for our map number 4, and we'll see if Arizona State can put an end to the treachery early.
I mean, they need to, right? If they want to win that money, like, you want to keep going on in this tournament. You want to be sent out to Arlington, Texas, and just play on a live stage in front of a crowd, in front of other people, and just have that LAN experience. Everybody wants to have that LAN experience. And especially if you're playing for a total of $5,000 for yourself. I mean, as a fellow broke college student, that's pretty nice. Like, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would take an extra $5K in my pocket. Hey, I would take an extra $1,250 in my pocket. That would be the difference between winning and losing this game. Sorry to say, you lose this one, you're coming home with nothing. You're going back, you're sleeping in your bed tonight, and you're thinking about every single mistake you made in this series and how you weren't pushing yourself one step further. But you win this game, and you've only got one more game to win next week. You're packing the bags, and you're heading out to Arlington, guaranteed for at least $2,500.
I mean, yeah, that's still enough right there. But like, and you want to have that experience. Arlington, that's a awesome stadium as well, or
So
arena. I
nice.
mean, I remember watching a couple of Overwatch League homestands on there. I mean, I've never been there, but like watching the Dallas one that happened last year. And then I think even IEM and Counter-Strike also
Yeah.
plays at Arlington Arena, which is it's awesome. We love to see esports facilities being used to their full purpose right now.
Yeah, I really think about it, right? Like the
Yeah,
biggest event of the year in esports is, of course, because we're clouded and we love clout, is the Esports
exactly.
Award. You know where the
Exactly.
Esports Awards was hosted?
Where?
Esports Stadium Arlington.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
place to be. I'm just saying,
It
all
is.
the clout is in that building, and you want to get to that building, you got to win out here. UTD dug deep to push themselves forward into this series, but ASU have looked dominant pretty much all the way through this one. So UTD, they dug deep, they swapped the momentum, but can they
Yep.
hold on to that momentum now into their opponent's map pick?
That is a great question. I think this is the instance where they can, because this is like I've said, I noticed that pattern of having less time. You win that fight in overtime on escort, you can very much win out the series. And ASU realized that they didn't have somebody on the point or just didn't stay on the point for long enough
Right.
at that moment they're pushed in. They know that mistake now. I'm looking at them to close out the series here, but at the same time, UTD could be like, "Yo, we got this. We took a map off them. Let's bring it to map 5."
Now, we took a
So,
map off these guys.
yeah,
We've beat these guys in collegiate championship already this year. Finding those winning ways yet again, especially against a squad they know that they've been able to beat before. The guys, we're ranked higher in the collegiate power rankings, 9 whole places. How are we down 2-0 to these guys? No more funny business. They've brought it to 2-1, looking to continue the efforts. They are the lower seed going into this game, and they're a team that knows how to upset. They're the 18th seed coming out of the qualifiers. They beat the 15th seed already. They've beaten the second or 23rd seed as well. These guys know what it's like to be down in a series. They know what it's like to be the lower ranked team. They know what it's like to win in those scenarios. As we come in to game number 4, they're hoping to show us, the audience, and y'all in Twitch chat, why they are capable of doing what they are capable of doing.
I mean, comp wise as well. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? You think it's just going to be the mirror again?
Yeah, I do.
I think
I
so
do
too.
think it's the mirror.
I mean, this has just been the collegiate meta for how long now?
Hey, something works. Why
Long
fix it?
Time. I mean, everybody. I mean, yeah. If it just works, it works. I mean, you have to think about the resources that a lot of schools have compared to others. It's a lot easier to build synergy around this particular comp. Even though there's no more Zarya anymore, if it was still 6v6, I would guarantee you're seeing a Zarya in this comp as well, with the Hanzo and the Dragon Strike, Grab Dragon, always the beautiful combos to play for. Can't really do that anymore because Zarya just has sadly fallen out of the meta, but
Yeah, living on the shelf.
exactly, just for now.
All right, we'll jump in to this one. UTD coming back in OT to win out by 4-3 margin, and we'll see if they're capable of doing the same here on push. It's map number 4, ASU, still up in the series.
Absolutely, and how they want to go about this is going to be interesting. I mean, usually whoever wins like the first fight, and especially if you win the second fight after that as well, that's just such an advantage on Coliseum, because it's just hard to come back from, because especially where you have all the different angles you have to push from, especially on bridge. Be so annoying to deal with though. But Angelic is gonna spot out Petal in the backline, and who will follow up on it.
Everybody looking to get involved in this corner, and ASU looking to be the victors coming out of it. They'll take everything they could possibly want. Aurora going to finish the job now. ASU, a team kill to start the game.
Yep, that's exactly what you want. And they're gonna get the first progress. Aurora will push up a little bit though, send out the fire strikes, and now you want to play a little bit closer together. Sometimes on Coliseum you can just leave one person on the bot, rest of you push up, but you know where they're coming from. They have to come from like one of two places. It's gonna be from bridge or from stairs, but they're just gonna kind of wrap around, jump onto streets. So how they want to go about this, mob to me. And I mean, Petal also switches to the Bastion.
That's what he says before, especially on King's Row. See if we can have it again. Petal going to pick up Aurora. That's good early pickings for this team. Derpy now going to grab a second. So DPS, a tank gone early. J-Man looking to come back swinging. Will take down one before Doyle will have him with the melee, as UTD looking to clean up the rest of this fight. They've done so nicely.
They have done so very nicely indeed. That being said, though, ASU has a ton of ults coming back into this fight. They've all respawned. They have the speed boost. Doyle is just coming back from the spawn too. So now's the time to strike if you're ASU. You got to get in there super fast, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Scary, scary. And maybe looking to hold off the inevitable.
Oh,
big wall going to catch the Ryan here. Do they capitalize off of it? Window out first. Shatter from behind, catching 3, and everybody going just as fast as they got there for UTD. Just Petal left standing. He's sent to the back rooms, and it's Aurora looking to finish the job onto him. Everyone's there. He's jumped up on staggered for quite a bit of time as ASU continue forward, still ults in hand.
Yeah, Petal's going to be angry about that. Just wait till he targets Aurora with his Bastional, you know? They have it. It's pretty much UTD's only ult, except for now they have the Shatter as well. The Dragon Strike comes out. They use, I believe that, and a big Shatter from Derpy will help him out.
Okay. Field trying to get them through that artillery strike, but still 2 going to be picked up from Petal, Frozen, as well as Aurora, and a back cap on his way from Doyle. G-Man finally recognizing, whoa, you have something that belongs to me. Looking to get back towards that robot, but enough time has been made from Doyle to shut down that push at the very least. ASU having to disengage and walk back. Not the worst thing in the world for them because they were down 2 members.
Oh, exactly. But I would still be angry from ASU right now. You let that bot go all the way further back, you could have had forward spawn. Like, genuinely, you would have been able to just cap it right there, have the advantage for the rest of the fight. That being said, they are looking better, and they did win the first fight of the map. Like I said, this usually happens. They have Blizzard to work with as well, and they have the sound barrier. How they want to go about using these ults is up to them. But my guess is they're going to try and look for this early Blizzard.
Yeah, that certainly could be the engage tool. We'll see. They've used it quite nicely all throughout this series. Window going to be expended for UTD here. Their second sub bolt has just been activated as well. Blizzard looking to get in for ASU. Can it find value? It'll be a sound barrier to keep the rest of the team alive, but Derpy, unfortunately, is on the wrong side of the fence. He'll fall away. Ball pop, not getting that one back. Cashier going to pick up his death as well, and Petal just barely dodging the stick. Gonna throw the magnetic grenade down, but 38 HP the difference. Aurora will stay alive there. The tank continues pushing, and ASU marching their way towards a forward spawn.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what you need. Oh, and the stagger killing a Doyle. You can't let your Lucio die out like that, because now ASU have forward spawn. And this is where their advantage can extend even further from there. They have Shatter, they have Dragon Strike. UTD have some stuff to work with here as well. They're going to have the Blizzard and the Deadeye online, so you're going to rely on your DPS, which has been the shining point of UTD anyways throughout the match, especially with that kill on J-Man.
Awkward Dragon Strike, and Petal going to pick up 2, so having immense amounts of value here early. Shadow's picked up, and Angelic going to pick up 2 kills off of it. So still a fight looking in the favor of ASU, continuing on their way. Going to kill a bit of time. They have the forward spawn here, so teammates should be back in due time. They're going to hold for a bit of space. They'll head to the hallways for now. We'll give Robot away, but we'll keep players alive.
Yeah, exactly. But ASU are just going to wrap around, be able to meet them halfway, so they won't lose their forward spawn yet. And that's such a big advantage as well, and a great rotation, because now Petal has to use the Deadeye and actually finds one.
And as well, they'll find Aurora. So Abdallah going to have a big look there off the back of Petal. Angelic trying to ride those walls and will finally be caught by the Baptiste. The second look as well, Scylla going to fall. UTD a nice cleanup, and they'll walk back to the middle of the map.
Absolutely. And I mean, UTD also has some ults to work with here. So if they want to try and make a statement in this, bring it back from a comeback from 75 meters, 18, this is the time to do it. You cannot let these ults go to waste. Especially in these fights, you have to let that Blizzard just work, especially with the Shatter as well in the window. You need to make sure that you're winning these fights, because if you're not going to win this fight, you're just done.
See what they can do here. Window expended, walls going to shut down the hopes of that ult finding its value. Cashier will fall just before Bat can get that heal shot in. Derpy and Petal, though, going to look to turn the tides. They'll find 2 of their own. More value for the Rhinus. He's going to step up to the top ropes of the staircase. Going to let Anhu fall behind him. He's got a Blizzard in hand. We'll see if he wants to send it. Tuck in the ice right now. Lantern expended and dealt with rather quickly by UTD. You continue to work their way up the staircase.
Exactly. I mean, Anhu falling too is going to be so big, along with a Shatter.
One-man Shatter?
Yeah, one-man Shatter on Aura. Doesn't really work out in their favor,
didn't pay off. Got caught with his own medicine. Aurora walks through, Shatters back the other direction, catches Derpy, and also catches Petal on the crossfire. So you try to make a big play if you're Derpy. You try to get the tank out early. It costs you absolutely everything as ASU continue the other direction.
Exactly. And I mean, they have the bot, maybe. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was like, why'd they jump off? But this is the first time we're seeing UTD on something that's not Rush. They went to the Winston, Sombra Tracer, Lucio Kiriko. This just came out of nowhere.
A little
I want to see
conversation
what they can do with it.
from the strategist over at Dallas said, you know, we don't feel like this mirror match is something we're going to win here. And they're pulling out all the stops to try to make a difference here on map number 4, trying to walk back in the series. We'll see if it has value as we're back into the fight now. Sound barriers pop for both teams. Cashier looking to pick up value. Only thing he's found right now is that lantern as his tank has fallen away. A pedal going to trade one back, but 2-for-1 trade not going to cut it if you're the team currently down in terms of meters. Pedal's going to find a second look onto the back line, looking to make this a little bit closer as ASU continue their way forward. Doyle caught behind the tank right now. No one's seen him though. J-Man to pick up Cash here. The Sombra now gone. Tank back into the fight. Extended still as he's going to jump onto the Hanzo for value. Pedal going to pick up one. Still trying to find value into this back line. Has found 2 picks and 2 more to go with it. So now 4 into this extended fight. Derpy's finally going to pick up Aurora and UTD. A lot of work to do it, but they do convert the win.
I'm sorry, where was this pedal tracer before? That tracking is nuts. I like, genuinely, where's it been this entire match? Why haven't they played this dive? Why haven't they tried to play a map where this dive can work out for them? Because it's looking so good for them right now, and they're just winning these crucial fights, especially with the hack there. Oh, the immortality has to be forced out because of it.
It's a big ammo force. It could be the difference in this fight. Cashier unfortunately going to go down, but it's a trade and a trade for a trade. So the Winston going to fall. The charge from Reinhardt. There's room for ASU to work with. They've stopped the push and will walk back to the direction. 130 remains standing. UTD every fight so critical at this point.
Exactly. I mean, I do like that Inhu also switches over to the Tracer. You want to try and just get in their back. I mean, what realistically can you really target on this Tracer with this Tracer pick from Anhu? Because their backline from UTD is just so mobile with the Kiriko and Lucio. I mean, you're just waiting for something to happen. And I mean, yeah, put a little bit pressure onto the tank, I guess. But man, the double pin from Aurora is just going to deny anything that I was talking about. So
yeah, early shutdown coming from the Rhine. Shatter still up. They'll have the sound barrier back in as well. And a pulse for Anhu if they can make something happen. Off the May onto the opposing Tracer. Got Primal Rage. We've got EMP from Cashier. That's what we're really looking forward into this fight. Can negate both these ults.
Yeah, but if you're Angelic, you gotta be super careful about where you're positioned
Early.
especially with the EMP coming out, and it only really finds maybe 2.
Yeah, it was so deep into the background. I was worried that no one would be able to capitalize on it, but they proved me wrong. They running that strong dive comp and dove in pretty quickly. Got the Hanzo in, got the Tracer in, and they found the value off of those 2 members that were down off of those cools. So good stuff from them. 4 ults for ASU to try to seal the deal and send themselves into the semifinals.
What can they do about it? But right now, ASU has so much to work with. The Deadeye already gonna be sent out, gets hacked out of it. So that's really good. If you're UTD is gonna use the Primal Rage as well, poop them away, and they're trying to find this Primal Rage off of it. The pedal gets 1 kill.
He's so low HP. They're gonna take him down here. Pulse Bomb did get 1, but Aurora got 2. Shatter online, gets booped away though. Big looks from the Lucio isn't enough to try to seal the deal for this team. Pedal and Doyle gonna answer 2 back of their own. They've got control right now in a sound barrier for the advantage into what is a literal mirror match fight. Trying to find the Tracer backline. She'll recall away to safety. Once again fighting under the bridge. Finally, Doyle gonna catch them and send them away. So UTD continue pushing. Derpy gonna switch to the ball, trying to get back. Remember, because it took them so long to get here, they just got the forward spawn. So all the way, the rest of the map they've got to walk.
Absolutely, but here's the thing though, ASU knew that in time because J-Man gets the headshot.
Big look from the Soldier, and they're on the right click. Doyle gonna go down. That's the support no longer active, no longer able to stall that point out here as Derpy with the ball. Everything to do right now. Slam gonna have a bit of value. Teammates still alive, but not for any longer. Jamin gonna pick up both his teammates. It's just Derpy alone for the moment being, waiting, relying on that forward spawn to be enough here, fighting for their tournament lives here. And overtime on map number 4. Cashier's back, Doyle's back, but unfortunately the Hammond has just gone down. EMP activated from Cashier, able to capitalize just 1 kill. Scylla with a trade, and that will do it. ASU take the series 3-1.
Dude, I thought UTD was about to pull off that reverse sweep right there. That was so close. But that crucial pick from J-Man coming back in that last fight, that headshot with the Soldier, mwah, chef's kiss. That's exactly what you want. And ASU showing why they are the better team throughout all of the series. They made one small mistake that brought them to map 4, but they were able to close it out in the end, and it's what you want. They got their revenge. They got their
Yeah,
revenge. Got their revenge, and they're getting money because of it too. So
they got their revenge. They got their 1250. Nothing could feel better for this team. With that, they have set semifinal bracket. In the top, it is Rutgers against Northwood. Semifinal number 2, it will be the likes of ASU and Redboard Esports. So they'll be playing the 6th seed, the 7th seed up against one another next week to try to seal their deal and stamp their ticket over to Arlington.
absolutely. You know what? It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. This is pretty much it from us for the night. Shout out to all of these sponsors. Again, we cannot thank them enough in helping out education in esports through the Intel Inspire series, and we just love everything that they're doing.
Yeah, much love to the sponsors: Intel, Asus, Republic of Gamers, and CDW for making this possible. Of course, AVG as well, our presenting tournament organizer. A pleasure tonight, and if you want to see the rest of this action unfold, 1 week left, ladies and gentlemen, the semifinals, decide who is qualifying through. All that action is next week. Thursday at 7 Eastern is Rocket League. Once again, on Friday, 7 Eastern, will be Overwatch 2. It all comes down to this. See you next week.